cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things. Gonna make a fucking name, I just wanna be famous. But I don't want that cheap fame, no I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness. I just wanna be greatness. I just wanna be greatness. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself and my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me.
By in the presence of evil.
You're muted.
Stand by in the presence of evil.
And you're watching the stream with the volume on. There you go.
My God.
What'd you think? You're muted.
I'm not muted.
Stand by.
Your YouTube is obviously still on. And you're watching the stream with the volume on.
Oh, that's what it was. I got so panicky because I was trying.
You're trying to set up a slideshow and you screwed yourself up.
I did. I was wondering why it sounded so weird. Well, welcome everybody. We're a little on the crazy side. What else is new? So if you didn't see our tweets, I'm very excited tonight. We have a very special guest that we'd like to introduce to the world of online streaming. Hi, Timothy.
Now it's definitely like you guys have crossed the I's and dotted the T's.
Yep.
Or what do you dotted mean? The I's and crossed the T's.
What are you talking about?
This is a done deal. She is in, right?
She is in. Yes, she's sitting in the back room right now.
I know. I'm excited.
Yeah, she is in. And so a couple of people asked, how long was your promotional video going to be, Christopher? Because people, what you think, they don't. I'm thinking.
My goal is 8 to 8:30 should always have a pre-show. It should always feature other creators like I've been doing for, as long as I can remember now. Not since I was a kid, but for quite a while now. And the thing is, I have to get new things. I have to get new videos. I'm working on one for Melbourne with Tim, and I haven't sent him any proofs yet because I've been kind of going crazy with the troll project. I got super inspired, and I've been working on all these little things for the book. And we've got Rick Piper coming on with his story. We have the talent that you are about to introduce working with you on a very special, yes, it's a feature piece. I am so excited. I'm almost peeing my pants right now. That's how excited I am.
Please
Well, I
don't.
won't. I'm an adult, but I am excited.
I do have a little bit of a technical issue, folks. So I was in charge of creating the slideshow of all the art that you're going to see tonight. And everything is going wrong on my computer. My Adobe is updated, but then it just crashed. So I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to do this. Chris, it's the all the images that she sent are in the Hero Shack Gmail.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to pull it down. I'll fix it. I'll make it work. You talk for a little bit.
Help me.
Why don't you introduce our guest?
I am going to introduce our guest. So I am getting ready to introduce this young lady, and I have to put her in the show. There we are. So I'm kind of new at this, as you guys know, with adding people. Here we are. And please, everybody, welcome Krista Erickson.
Hi.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
I know. How many streams have you done these days?
0. Actually, no, that's a lie. I streamed on Twitch playing a video game for like literally 5 minutes. And then I stopped.
Vet and a half.
And how many streams have you been featured on? Like, as in none, right?
I must say this is my first.
This is your first. Well, I am so glad that we could offer you this first interview.
So I have 4 pieces. Is that accurate? Or are there more? I have 4 pieces, or are there more?
There's more. There's like 9, I think she shared 9 pieces, Krista.
I think so.
I have a whole folder.
Hang on, no, I think they came in different.
You were like,
batches.
oh, get variety. And then I was like, these all look the same to me. So I sent you a few more.
Okay.
Did she tell you my silly threat? I said I was going
to. She did, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to go to your DeviantArt.
I mean, I kind of went through my DeviantArt a while ago. And
yeah.
It's just younger Krista art at this point.
Well, you know, some of us are big fans.
Oh,
so
thank you.
I think Miss Diana needs a little help.
I do.
Let me ask you, when did you start drawing?
No, I didn't need help with that. I knew questions. I was looking at the stuff.
I guess at some point when I was a child, because
like
I've just always done it.
You have been drawing since kindergarten. And the reason why I know this, folks who are tuning in now, because this is my daughter.
Oh, we get that added advantage.
With this right out there.
Extra flavor.
So she has been creating since kindergarten, probably even earlier, but kindergarten, I remember your kindergarten teacher talking to me about your ability to do art was like insanely.
I remember you saying that.
Insanely advanced. She goes, something's good. Someday this young lady is going to do something. I'm like, yep, probably. So hello, everybody. Hey, Jay. Hey, Vicky. I don't know. I think that's a bot because I can't pronounce the name. I already said hi to Timothy. So yeah. So Krista, talk a little bit about the early years as a young artist. What did you like to draw?
I mean, well, I was born in the 90s, so what was popular at the time? Pokemon, Digimon.
Here we go.
Godzilla was kind of a later on interest. I mean, I guess like older child years, but I always, and it must have been the media that I was seeing at the time that I was influenced by, because I just always had a fascination with like dragons or dinosaurs, like
Godzilla,
monsters.
Godzilla nut. So tell us a little bit about this piece that she that you have up on the screen.
I guess speaking of Godzilla, this is a piece I did for, so the character's name is Baragon. He is a kaiju from the Godzilla series.
Okay.
And honestly, I don't think I've even seen the movie he's introduced in.
Okay.
But he features in one of my favorite Godzilla movies.
So what is this piece in? Like, what type of media did you do this in?
This is digital. This is 100% digital. This was done.
Mixed media and stuff like that.
This was done in Photoshop.
This
was all done in Photoshop. Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. Chris, why don't you put the next piece up? Oh, he made us live.
You must have to switch.
Let me ask you. Like, I know. Obviously, I know that you do a lot of digital work, but you also work in other mediums. So why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the mediums that you do work in?
Yes.
Okay, for example, he just put this piece up for us.
So this is also digital.
Okay.
but I did digital a lot when I was growing up. Like that was probably the strongest medium I had interest in at that time, and even now. But the older I got, especially more into an adult, the more, and especially going to school, that kind of broadened my horizons to more traditional things like acrylic painting and watercolor.
And you have some of those pieces tonight. Didn't you bring some of your other?
There are acrylic pieces, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Or a combination of a few things. And yes, so I would say
pretty good.
I would say acrylic. I've definitely been exploring acrylic paints more just because, oil paints, are beautiful. You can do so much with oil paints, but they're high maintenance. You need proper ventilation. You need to dispose of the paints properly, any rags you use, because they all emit fumes. So that's why I tend to lean more towards acrylic
This
painting.
is cool. This is a really cool piece. What is this?
There's a lot of Godzilla ones because I like these pieces. They were fun.
What are they?
So this is, I don't know now. That one that was just on was based off of something that happens to Godzilla in one of his movies where basically he's like a nuclear core that's like a reactor that's melting down. And it was supposed to be the series finale of Godzilla. Like he was supposed to die. Like that was the end of Godzilla. So that's what this piece was based on.
So I think the Godzilla things are great because a lot of your art, may not resonate as well with the comic book world. But I have a piece right here that I think will make a lot of people just drop their minds. This Godzilla is awesome, and everything we've seen so far is awesome. But this is a personal fave. So let me.
Okay. Which one is this?
I've seen this one before, and I'm so glad you sent it. I'm like, oh yes.
I have no idea which one he's talking about.
I don't know either.
Are we scared? So
no, it's awesome.
While he's fooling around with that, right? While he's fooling around with that, what is your background? What did you end up? Oh, here we go. Never mind.
Is this one of your favorites?
Yes, I love this.
Now this is digital as well, correct?
This is digital. It's so funny how you're showing. I mean, well, the thing with digital is it's so accessible. It was. So
I may only have digital because this is the fourth one in the four that I have available at the moment. I have to look through the email.
A lot of the acrylics would have been JPEGs or PNGs.
Yeah.
But this one in particular, I've always liked this one. The use of color, like the average eye wouldn't notice it, but the orange against the green and the choice of the hues of the green is what really blows my mind. I just love it. Yeah,
I do. You know what it is? I'd like a print of this, ma'am. Can you hook me up with that?
Yes, I can do that. No, I'm glad that Chris said that though, because they were conscious decisions that I made to use the specific colors and shading. Yeah, this was for an illustration show that my college was having. So that will tie back into the question you asked me before, which was kind of you asked like my background more specifically, right?
Yeah. Yes. So Jay Lipson is in the chat, and Jay is an incredible artist himself. And he asked, basically, your art has a strong fantasy RPG look. Is that something that inspires your art? You want to answer that question?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. So definitely, I enjoy fantasy. I'm inspired by fantasy. I grew up with Harry Potter. I grew up with Lord of the Rings. So yeah, I would say yes, definitely, and even RPG video games too.
Yeah. Chris, were you able to get the others? Because she does have some acrylics and I think watercolors.
I'm looking. I'm like really. I'm having trouble finding it because did you send it through Facebook?
I sent them through.
No, I sent it through the Hero Shack Gmail.
You sent me 4, honey.
Well, if you scroll down, like
the JPEGs would be embedded in the email, I think.
Oh, right.
They were too big.
Yeah. Tim, hope she gives the drawing to her mom for free. She'll get me.
Oh, for sure. I think actually, now that I'm thinking, I don't think I had an extra of that one because I think I only printed one to bring to the school.
Right. But we can print one for you.
Yes.
We have.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I went to Montserrat College of Art.
Yes,
Is the college that I went to. It's
the four-year program.
It was
right?
4-year. Yep.
And what did you major in?
I majored in illustration with a minor in creative writing.
Right. And she can write. She has some really great. She's another good storyteller in the family. Would she do a literal Wolverine versus Sabretooth? Let's see.
A literal Wolverine versus a literal Sabretooth, like the animals, because absolutely.
I was going to say
I
yes.
actually did a Wolverine for a drawing prompt my sister
Yes,
sent
like
me
the
other
animals,
day,
not the comic book
a while ago.
Well, it would be kind of cool to see you take the namesake of a character and turn it into one of your really cool animal things.
Right.
I don't know how else to say that. It's an animal thing.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're talking about. Some of the other pieces that she shared with us. This one I love. I thought this was awesome. So tell us about the fusing moon and what you.
So this was done when I finally got an iPad using Adobe Fresco, which is basically like a free version of Photoshop. That's a mobile version, but they have live brushes. So they have brushes that will imitate what watercolor is like.
Wow.
So that's mainly the brush that I was playing around with the moon or with the sky. And this photo was inspired by how the moon looked one evening, and when I was just looking out my bedroom window, and I was like, that's really pretty. So I took a picture and this drawing was born.
I love it. I want that one too, by the way. That's one of your new. Okay, so I'm going to put this question up. It's not, I don't even know what this is, but what is a weeb? What is a weeb? Reckless wants to know if you're a weeb.
What is a weeb?
I don't know what a weeb is.
I don't know. I haven't heard that used as a term.
He's not being precious. Don't you be making fun of her now. What is a weeb?
No, a weeb is like a nerd. Typically, what I remember, a weeb is like is usually someone who is younger, who is like
it's
really into anime or manga.
There you go. Timothy, thank you so much.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Okay.
So I always think of the weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
Okay. So I love this piece. Tell me about this. Is so funny.
This was a drawing prompt that my sister Larissa sent me. It was so this prompt only gave you like a few descriptive things about it. So this was supposed to be, I think, like an ancient entity that resembled the form of a vulture and bear. And it was like really weird and abstract. Oh, and it was veiled in mists. So that's how you got this really interesting combination of features. But I thought it was really fun. It was, I like the challenge of trying to figure out, how can these two physical beings combine in a way that is interesting and nice to look at, or cool to look at, or maybe creepy to look at. Art, you want your art to have effect on people.
Well, a lot of the stuff you do though it is really crazy. Like the one thing I've always loved about watching you and your art is you tend to do things that like blow people away in the sense that nobody would think to draw that. Like there's all sorts of stuff. But hang on, I'm going to show something more traditional. I'm just going to do
Yes, this is very traditional. So, and this is what I've been honestly doing more of in terms of physical art. So this was acrylic. This was acrylic and Prismacolor pencils.
The beef photo.
Yes, and so when I do these types of photos, they are always based off of photos I've taken in real life. So they're always based off of things that I've seen out in nature and just snapped a photo like, oh, that might make a cool painting or drawing or whatever. And then I'll keep it stored for later when I have a moment. I'll be like, oh, I feel like making this.
I love how the water like drips off of the flower. Or like
yeah, I did take a few artistic liberties. There were a lot more droplets on the leaves, but I didn't want to overdo it too much.
And I love how the little bee butt is sticking out and his head is sipping up.
I was so happy when I wasn't sure if I got that in the photo because obviously the bee was flying around, but when I took the photo later, it was there and I was really happy.
Listen, and this is an acrylic, right?
Yeah, this is acrylic.
With a photo reference. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's very pretty. I'm hoping I'll get that maybe for a birthday or a Christmas gift or something.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I actually did that. I had a frame that I wanted to use, and I actually used that to use up the frame.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so this piece again, it's acrylic, right?
Yep,
acrylic?
this is acrylic with Prismacolor pencils and some white charcoal.
You did charcoal with this as well, so you did 2 different mediums?
Yeah, I started
3.
Like the ripples and the waves and like the in-betweens, I started as white charcoal, and even like to draw on it because I painted it black first and went over that.
Right.
I used white charcoal at first because I could smudge it or I could wet a paper towel and like erase it that way. And then I went over it with acrylic.
In terms of this work that you're doing with your mother, I'm excited because
we have a quick question from the chat. Dissolving wants to know what your favorite medium is.
Ooh, that's a good question.
It is. I have it on my list, but they already asked it, so that's good.
I mean, if I'm being honest right now, like when I'm thinking of this, I would say I'm actually really enjoying acrylic. I really like how easy it is to work with in terms of layering, and I've been learning how to use the different mediums with it. So that's just been making the process a lot more interesting and being able to figure out what I can do with it. Ink, I really like ink, and I keep meaning to do more with ink, but ink has always had kind of a special place in my heart.
Right.
And then, I mean, digital, because you can do so much with digital. And like I said before, it's just so accessible. And, you know, if you want to try something or see how something looks, it just makes it so much easier.
Right. Did you guys see that Jay's taken off? I put that up, putting us to get going. Also,
thanks for stopping by, Jay.
Vic King went to Montserrat.
Did he really?
King, yeah, he just.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there you go. I don't know. Where is it? Here it is. There you go. He said he went to Montserrat. So, I don't know when. I don't think you guys crossed paths. I think he's.
I graduated 2015.
Yeah.
This is a small freaking world.
It's so funny because it's a small school. It's like,
and you know what's really weird though?
Students.
Vic and I only known of each other like for like the last year or so through independent comic books. Like we never met or anything, but we kind of like know each other online.
Right.
And he went to the college my kid went to.
That's so funny.
What the hell?
That's so cool. Chris, what else you got up there for her art? I know she sent a couple other pieces that were pretty cool.
No, not really. That's about it that I have.
Nah, I shared the folder with you.
Yeah, I know what you shared. I opened everything you had.
Not the email, the folder. I actually shared the desktop folder. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, why don't you try? Because it's not that hard.
It's not hard, you guys, but I'm so like, all right, so let's see. Oh, did you do Meltdown?
I don't know.
Yes.
Share it.
Yes,
share Meltdown.
Yes, you guys should share.
Oh, he already did Meltdown. Okay, so the JMPN.
You've done. I think you did that one too. I think you've done all the Godzilla ones.
So just on a side note, Vic said that he went ages ago, but Montserrat at this point was bought out by which college?
Nope, that fell through. So
is it still Montserrat?
It's very much still Montserrat. Yep.
That's awesome.
No, you're talking about when they were going to merge with Salem State, I think.
Yes.
That fell through.
That's
I don't remember when.
How did I get my screen up and
because you just shared your entire
screen.
You didn't share a tab or a window. Go to window.
Hold on, guys. I'm going to do this. It says share screen.
Hit share screen, and then if you go to window, you can pick out the one that you want.
Oh, here we go. Yay! So tell us about this piece. This is Monument Mountain. It was a commission by your friend.
Yeah, so it was just he commissioned me to do a piece that he took on a trip that he went on, and it was to commemorate the occasion and the specialty of it. And so this was done in acrylic.
Yeah.
On an 18 by 24 canvas.
Okay.
And so yeah, it's based on a photo and then interpreted through.
It's so pretty though.
Hey.
I really like
it. Yeah,
I saw this alive.
I have to be honest, this is like the first time I'd really ever painted a landscape like this. So I'm actually proud of myself with how it turned out. I think, as I'm discovering how to use the medium more and in different ways, I think I'm going to be, expanding upon that type of, work that I would always avoid when I was younger. Like a landscape, background.
I don't
boring stuff.
This one, guys. Did you see this one? We didn't see this
no.
one.
So this was painted. This was based off a photo I took from the trip that me and my mom went on in June. They had a koi pond at the spa, and so I took this photo, and this was done in acrylic, just on this random paper I had lying around. Which it was actually quite nice to paint on. The paint went on really nicely.
Mm-hmm. I love this one. It looks just like the picture, very similar. You did a good job with that.
Thank you. Yeah, so this is acrylic and then acrylic and white charcoal, really.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I actually really like how I was able to be very loose in this one now that I'm looking at it compared to, say the other koi one.
Mm-hmm.
This style is something, this, gesture is kind of what I'm trying a bit to do more, or at least keep in mind to try and include.
I love the colors. I love the water. I thought the water came out really cool, and how you can actually see, the under part, the fish, how it's under the water and stuff like that. I think that was really cool. All right, so guys, let me stop that. I'm gonna check. Is there any other ones? I'm trying to think. We did the snoozing moon, we did that one, the bee painting we did. So I think we covered everything that you've shown. But that is just, and I gotta be honest, that's just a little bit of what you can do. I mean, that's just, I said to her, I said, hey, listen, we want to show some art. You didn't put any sketches up. I
didn't know if you would want like works in progress or
works in progress
or anything like that.
That's okay. That's all right. So tell me a little bit about your social media. What are you doing on besides visiting our show? What else do you have going on for social media stuff?
So really for posting my art, I just have Instagram. I've just been using Instagram.
So if people wanted to get in touch with you, if they were like, wow, this is like really cool, I want to see more of her stuff, or if they want to, let me ask you this question. Do you do commissions? I don't even know if you do commissions.
So I do commissions.
Okay.
I do a few different things. I do personal paintings, I'm open to a lot of things of what they are. I do design layouts too. So I have this customer who I'm actually laying out this children's book that she wrote just for her kids, just for her grandkids. They're not publishing or anything, but yeah. So yeah, I do take commissions.
Okay, so she does commissions. So Timothy wanted to know, are you going to do your own comic book soon? And I can tell you no, but she is my illustrator. I have hired her, actually have hired her at the going rate that she charges to do some illustrations for 2 books that I'm currently co-writing with Chris and with my other daughter, Larissa, who's also helping me with the troll story. So myself and my daughter, Larissa, and Krista will be submitting a really, really cool troll story. Krista will be helping us out with the art, a couple of pictures of them. And I know they're going to be fabulous. I know these trolls are going to be so good.
Well, that's one of the things about the trolls that's exciting. Because, you know, regardless of how this project got started, trolls are like ancient and so far reaching that there's so much to draw from. In fact, many of the trolls I've created for the book wouldn't be recognized as trolls because I'm crossing over into the term internet troll. I'm looking at like historical trolls that have happened. Like one of the best ones I've heard yet was the Black Fax troll. Have you heard of that yet? So if you think of troll as a verb, there was one time when a group of anonymous attackers sent black faxes repeatedly to the Church of Scientology, trying to cost them a lot of money.
Like they were running like dark things through the
constant
fax, so
faxes, full black faxes. And the thing is, they taped a black piece of paper in a loop to make it continually send. And on the other end, this was
cruel.
thermal paper, so it was even more expensive. But like I've been looking up all these weird little troll stories, and not just the Norse trolls, not just the legends of old. There's so many little things to exploit and actually look at and to, you know, play with in stories. And they're all going to be anywhere between actually 1 page to 10 pages. There's going to be many little pieces.
It sounds like you're really like taking a play on like as a whole the mythology of like what is a troll, and
yes,
like
exactly.
It's not
it can be an internet troll, or it's these, you know, ancient
right. And it's not going to be set up in a linear fashion where you're going to see like the Adam and Eve of trolls up to internet. It's going to be popped in a very melodic fashion, where like it'll have highs and lows and funds and downs and ups and
Quick question. So Lion Art prefers the term Wishnik, and Wishnik is their trolls. I did not know that. I Googled it because I'm like, what's a witch?
We will have to study that too then.
Well, they are the little troll dolls, guys. Remember the little troll dolls? Those funny little troll dolls?
Oh, do they have like the hair?
I've been avoiding them only because they have copyright, I'm sure. And I'm like, oh yeah, I don't want to mess with the cute trolls. Don't mess with the cute trolls. Like none of my trolls have diamond eyes or anything. They are cute though, in an ugly sort of cute way. If you've ever seen them.
They were a thing.
Homestuck trolls too. They're different. They're different.
I mean, they're well known. I don't want to call them big anymore. Maybe 10 years ago.
Well, if you Google trolls, they're the first thing that'll come up because they're still tied to cartoons and stuff.
Right.
And I actually, when I was researching one of the stories that I'm doing in it, it's kind of funny because there was a time where the word troll was horrifying to humans. We think of it as, ha ha ha, yeah, right, a troll at a bridge. No, there was a time when these legends were like CNN news to people.
Right.
And if you thought there was a troll somewhere, you just would avoid that shit. Have
you ever seen the movie Troll Hunter?
Yes.
You've seen it? Did you like it?
In an odd sense, yes. It wouldn't be my first choice for cinematic glory, but as an afternoon or an early evening watch, yes.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
I just thought it was fascinating, and I honestly thought the visual effects looked really good.
They did. It's just that sometimes when I get into that stuff, I get skeptical. Because I am like a imaginative guy, and I'm like, oh, I don't buy that. I don't know. That movie was pretty good though.
You imaginative? No, not at all.
You guys don't know what it was like to be 9 years old and afraid of the dark. I'll tell you.
Right. No, I don't remember these things.
I don't like the dark still. I'm 20.
How about
29.
Trolls 2?
Will be 29.
Is that something I should see? Because I don't know if I've seen it.
I've never seen the Trolls movie.
By the way, Timothy is sharing the link to Indiegogo's Melvin. I believe that's issue 2. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, that is his book coming soon.
That's right. And our sign-up link for Trolls Exposed is in the description. I don't know if Diana has a link for it, but I'll grab that too. But yeah, you know, it's cool, man. Everybody can promote their stuff in our channel.
If people want to contact you, Krista, what is the best way for them to get in touch with you? If they're thinking they may want to do a commission, or maybe they want to, you know, I don't know, hire you for something. Like,
yeah, I
maybe
would
they
say,
just want to see more.
Well, definitely. I mean, if you're interested in seeing what I'm doing as far as my artwork goes, Instagram would be the place. If you're interested in hiring me to, you know, paint something or draw or, you know, set up, design, you can either message me on Instagram or email.
Email
would be good.
Do you have an email? Is it your the one?
Yeah, just my Gmail.
Your Gmail. Can I post that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Can we also post your home address, social security number, and home?
Sure. I think we should do the whole thing. You know, why not?
I'm completely kidding. I was trying to shock your mother, but she just rolled right with it. She knows I mess with her.
I've been married to you for like ever. So here it is. I'm copying and pasting her. So you can also contact her via her email.
Yeah, the email would be more if you're, you know,
interested.
Yeah, like a more serious request.
Yeah. I'm gonna put that up there.
Totally, Instagram is fine too. It's just Instagram is really weird with notifications. So if you send me something, if you're interested in a commission, Instagram doesn't always notify me when I get a message, and I don't check it like every single day.
Well, hello there, Intense Webs. This is Krista. She is an artist/illustrator. We've been talking.
Stop. Nope. Let me do this.
Okay.
This is Krista, our artist. Joining us in the Trolls Exposed graphic novel, bringing her expertise to the story being penned by Miss Diana Tamirovich. Okay, I'm done.
You got now, Chris. Oh my gosh.
By the way, just so there's no misunderstandings, it's Krista, Krista.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
It's Krista with a K. Krista with a K. Thanks for stopping in. Restless Trucker has to meander away, go to probably whatever.
Love you, Christopher.
Yeah, so I don't know if anybody in the chat has any other questions for Krista, or I don't know.
I can't wait. Like, have you thought about what you're drawing in terms of styling or medium? And when I ask that, I'm not looking for like, I hope you do oil masterpieces.
For which thing?
For the troll project with your mother. Like I have tons of suggestions, but I'm dying to see what you come up with.
Listen.
I don't know. Honestly, I would probably just do digital, but I've really been trying to explore more with, I mean, I would have done digital, but I really want to do more traditional.
Right.
So,
it is entirely up to you two, so long as you
Did you hear this? Did you hear this? She wants to do more traditional art.
Yeah, that's wonderful. However, you guys still have a deadline. Yes, you have a deadline.
Traditional art.
Honey,
so
you still have a deadline.
What's that?
We still have a deadline. Just reminding you both.
Okay. Just stop. Just can I block him?
Well, no, you could, but the best part about digital, quite honestly though, the best part about digital is the deadline making.
Oh, well, yeah, it's much more.
Yeah, there's no drying, there's no cleaning, there's no mixing.
It's more efficient if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you just take an artist who doesn't know how to use.
Well, you know, one of the things I love
programs.
about Procreate is I only use it for basically what I call cartooning. You know, I pencil, I ink, and I color all in one go at it. It's all, so it's just cartooning. And because it's digital, I don't have to clean up any messes. There's no mixing of inks or, oh, I have to go to the art store and get more nibs or anything. It's all digital.
I remember Krista had said at one point when you first started doing comic book, you were so excited because you knew that we had this like amazing talent in-house, and you were trying so hard to get her to work on your comic books or to make a comic book.
And I thought for sure she would jump in, and she was just like,
well,
nah.
I only bring this up because Timothy's like, however, she's not going to do a comic book of her own. So now I feel sad, right? So,
well, no, but honestly, my hope is, and you guys who have made comics will understand this, if we can get her foot in the water, she's not going to be able to stop. Especially if she sees how much appreciation,
after all.
But there is so much appreciation for good art in comic books. Or graphic novels, as your mother likes to call them.
I like to call them graphic novels, by the way.
So it's true. So growing up, I was not the bookworm child. That was my sister. To this day, I still like reading something, like even comic books. I don't know. I'm just not a huge reader to sit down and read something. It's just never who I've been. I've been working on it.
You're a very visual person.
So, so when Chris is talking about, you know, stepping my foot, you know, dipping my toes in to comic books, there was actually a class when I was in school called Comics and Sequential Art. And it was a class, I didn't get into it, I really wanted to, but it was a class about teaching you about, you know, the making of sequential art, you know, in comics and things like that. So it's not that it's not that I have an aversion to it. It's just I've never taken the time to really stop and study it. That class was going to be my moment, but then life got busy and then it just fell to the wayside. But I have these two graphic novels. They're Godzilla. And the series is Godzilla in Hell, I think is what it's called. And I think they're full on like oil painted illustrations by Bob Eggleston.
Okay.
And that's the graphic novel. So it's I bought it at a comic book store. And it's just you see these illustrations. Then there might be like a few text bubbles describing something, but it's all visual. You just see Godzilla fighting things in hell, and then
Godzilla is the perfect one for it. I mean,
and yeah, it helps that it's
my
Godzilla.
complaint with the Godzilla movies is there's humans in it. They think that
when they focus on the human storylines, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, they think it wouldn't work. I would love to just watch a movie of grunts and music. And the music can set the tone.
The really cool, you know, well, in the more recent years, the really cool like choreography, because I mean you have to admit in the original ones they
So,
I mean they obviously they're obviously put work into it, but you know, to today's standards.
Would you like to answer that question? Can you see it?
How long have you known Chris? Two sticks of dynamite. Yow! Well, I've known my mother for as long as I've been alive, so I guess 28 years and counting.
Mm-hmm.
And
when her mom and I met, that's been what, 52 years.
So in fact, Krista is my daughter, and Chris is her stepdad. So yeah, and I don't think she's ever heard anybody call us.
Because honestly, when I met the family,
only
when we got together,
calls us that, by the way. He nicknamed Chris and I that.
Yeah, but when we got together, I thought it was very strange because here was this kid that had more fluid talent than I had, and what I mean by that is, I had years on her, but she could make a ball look like it was bouncing even when it was just on flat paper. And I mean, she was good. She had the feel. And the more I saw of her art, I was like, yep. Then the kid goes to college and I'm like, oh yeah, this is good, good, good. Now I just need her to get like into Marvel, DC, something, like, and well, that was actually not true. That was before. Now I'm in the indies. But when she was first in college, I wanted her to go to Disney or whatever. And she was like,
oh, yeah, I remember that.
No, I don't want to do that.
No, I don't want to do sequential.
Yep.
And Chris is like, but you
know, that's different.
Well, and the thing is, it's just timing and getting into something that draws you to it, like the Godzilla stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the troll thing is going to bring with you guys, but I can definitely see something really cool. Just remember, we have a limited time. That's the thing about comics. Unless you plan.
My God, stop already.
I'm a Harper. And remember, I know how, and I know how I have to help edit. Don't
go there. Stop. Anyway.
I'm dedicated, baby.
So sequential art, that was the whole point that I wanted to bring it up, has not been something that you've actually dabbled in, but she has in the past. I actually have,
but I've never pursued it, really. I didn't pursue it.
You remember your little sort of comic strips of the kitties that I tried so hard.
I never even really made comics of them. They were just characters.
Well, they were sketches that your mother kept insisting were comics. She would sketch out these little cat things that were like almost like Raggedy Ann.
Yeah, they were like ragdoll things.
They were awesome.
They were very
I know you guys really latched onto them.
We still talk about
it. I know.
I'm like, oh my God, she could do a webtoon. Oh my God. Like, and I'm like the most talentless person ever when it comes to drawing. I can do circles and a couple eyes. Although I did do my sloth, and I was very.
I know. You need to give yourself more credit.
So Chris, I just want to point out that you have promised him
No, I haven't. He's messing with me.
Huh?
I haven't promised.
So far, he's collected up to 1,021 trolls.
Well, that's cool though, but I haven't promised. I Matthew 5:34. I'm not allowed to make promises.
I think he's just.
And I am giggling, but if you look it up, it actually says, "Thou shalt not swear." Now, when I was a child, I used to think that meant cussing, but I know what it means now. Gosh darn it!
Oh my gosh! Crazy! You're crazy. Check out the beginning.
Ooh.
I'm looking at all these.
Our good friend Rick is talking about at the start of his NFTs. We actually haven't done anything with our art and NFTs. Is it the future? Will it be for Hero Shack Press in 2022? We'll find out. You're looking at the lady up there on the left. She's the one who's got to make all those choices, the business manager.
God, I know.
Because if I get involved, I screw things up. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean I'm not a good businessman.
No, I need to do
Everyone
it.
has their strengths.
NFTs are so hard because it's all like complicated financial.
I wouldn't worry about it, Mom.
Oh my God, I can't even.
You know what? Our biggest concern really is getting our books out on time in a high quality and a good package. Yes, my love. You're going to tell us about
going out tomorrow morning. So anybody who backed the Great Cyclopean 3, the books are ready to go. I'm bringing to the post office tomorrow morning. I'm very excited. I've put a couple of fun things in there that you will not expect.
There go the profits, but that's okay because I do like that. At least while we're small, if we start selling thousands of books at a time, we probably won't be able to do that as much because you'll have a fulfillment company.
Well, yeah, it'll be different. Right now, I can manage doing little things.
Right now, it's like mom and pop sweetness.
So yeah, that's what I've been working on the last couple of days. So the books are out. And then guys, I wanted to show you, we did order some books. Chris?
Yes, my love.
Bad boy. Can you Can you see it?
Hang on, I'm going to make you big. There you go. So this one here, yes. Do you know what it is?
Huh?
Do you know what property that is?
Yes, it's from IC Comics, right? And I'm going to open it because he already took the wrapping off.
Honey,
Wait
it's from Icon.
guys.
Icon.
It's
Carmen America.
Look at this book, Krista. Isn't this cool?
Yeah.
We just
and
they've got the fancy boxes too.
Listen. So you can't see it, but it's a hardcover embossed.
No, I can tell from here.
Yeah, it's embossed, and I forget how many pages it is, but I think it's something like 100 and something.
It is beautiful. It's a beautiful book. I haven't read it yet. It's got.
I really haven't been allowed to yet because she wanted to do an unboxing.
Right. So this here is beautiful. Let me see. It's hard to hold it up though. Doug Tenaple did kind of a little intro.
Forward.
Yep, a forward. And
for those who don't know, Doug Tenaple is the creator of Earthworm Jim.
Yes, he is. Yes. So I'm trying to find like a good page.
Never played those games, but I always saw when I went into Blockbuster. It's like right there.
You guys see that a little bit? That's one of the pages.
Oh yeah.
I'm very excited. I want to. I got to sit down. I actually have.
Well, the thing I like is it has and this is going to probably make me sound so uneducated, but it feels like a manga style book.
Yes.
And it's actually produced in America by American
unboxing.
Yeah,
guys.
Go ahead. That part's boring.
I know. Okay.
But so Carmen America is kind of like a phenomenon. They really did rise up from the indie roots, and now they're very successful. Every issue I think is doing 50,000 easy, if not more. And that's great. From nothing to something.
Yeah.
Intense. Right. I did make dishes dirty, but they were paper.
So here we go. This is something that I found online because I really would love to do a children's story, like a comic book series at some point. I'm still in school, so it's a little, it's a little further out there.
On the back.
So I was looking at some different like kid stories, and this is called Return to the Toy Store. It was so cute. I love the art. It's Katrina Rowitz is the young lady that did. It's called Cat Scratch Press that actually did it, and it is not as much of an art book as I thought it was. It's basically a story. However, there are like some pictures.
So they have some illustrations.
Some illustrations. Thank you, Krista. Yes, I'm trying to find one here. Kind of like, so they're just cute little illustrations. They're nothing fancy, like nothing like it's not an elaborate spread.
So it is interesting though, because we did think that was going to be a different kind of book. Just by
I did. I actually thought this was a graphic novel. The way I put it on the. So
guys. Everybody take note. We need to educate her on what a graphic novel is.
This is not a graphic novel, but it looked really interesting.
It might still be an interesting story.
But it looked like I liked the storyline when I read it. And this is something she sent. And of course, a bookmark.
Well, that reminded me of something that I have coming down the pipeline.
A bookmark?
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
A book project that I'm going to be working on.
I'm so glad you didn't say a cat. I was like a cat down a pipeline. That's going to be unmangled.
Is that with who I think it might be?
Yes.
I'm excited about that. If they need anything, any help with.
No. And things are still
ladies
in the
and
works,
gentlemen, you can't talk about that without saying stuff. So talk after the show about that. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. If you can't mention names, you have a special project, right? You're talking about a special project?
Well,
not special. Well, yeah.
No, it's a poetry book project with a friend.
That. No, I thought you were talking. Okay, my apologies.
No,
I thought you were about to. Diana is known to sometimes leak stuff. Like she'll just say stuff. So I'm
you thought we were talking about something like of yours?
Well, no, I thought I thought there was something else, but I won't say anything live.
Confused.
I thought she was about to talk about another project that. Yeah.
No.
No.
No, but
I'm breathing.
It's gonna be interesting.
Well, everything you do is interesting.
Oh, thank you. I mean, one likes to think the things they do are interesting.
Well, no, and I'm not just blowing stuff at you. I know everybody's like, "Well, that's your daughter," but no, you're an incredible artist.
I'm just gonna put Timothy's little comment up.
Yeah, well, we all know how well I follow people's advice.
You don't. So, anyways, guys, I don't know if we have any more questions for Krista. Chris, did you have anything else that you wanted to talk about tonight, or it's going on almost 9:30?
Yeah, I can't think of anything unprompted.
Okay.
So
all right, Chris.
Yes, my dear.
Oh, you are there. Sometimes he does that. Dear goodness.
Disappears.
Well, everybody wanted me to be quiet, so I was actually paying attention to the chat.
So, Chris, did you have anything else? I just shared the 2 books.
Well, all I can really say is I'm super freaking excited.
Yeah.
Like this, I've wanted to work with you since you were like, since like first year I knew you could draw. Like as soon as I knew you were super, I was like, man, we gotta get her to do something. And to see it finally come to fruition, I am very excited.
Ooh, Intense is like wondering, Krista, are you married?
Well, she might as well be.
No, I'm not married. I do have a partner of 5 years though.
Yes.
Woohoo! I'll be moving down to be with them permanently in the next few months.
So his next question, will you be working on Trolls Exposed? Yes, she is my illustrator for my story. My other daughter, Larissa, who is the weeb or the geek person or whatever the heck, she's helping with the editorial of the story.
Did you just call Larissa a weeb?
She did.
A weeb. Isn't that somebody who likes Japan stuff?
It's not.
Yes.
It's not usually. I mean, I suppose you could use it as a term of endearment, but it's not normally used that way. She would probably think you're being
Diana's
silly,
like,
though.
no wonder those kids at work thought I was a jerk.
Oh.
Hello, weebs.
I thought, well, Reckless was in here going, is she a weeb? Is she a weeb? I'm like, well, first off, what is a weeb? Is it an insult? Because I'm going to not be very nice to you if you're insulting my daughter.
Well, it might be a humorous burn, though. There's that in life.
It's not an insult. Well, he was insulting.
But in a nice way.
God, he wanted to know if you were a weeb.
Like when you tell me I'm handsome, even though I look a mess, you're doing it in a nice way.
I would not define myself as a weeb, no.
No, I wouldn't define you as a weeb. Although I will say, and I think we did this last week with Larissa, if not the week before. We asked her what a weeb was, and then we actually called her a weeb. And she laughed and said, sure. Ha 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 ha.
Well,
we didn't know what a weeb was.
She has a good sense of humor too.
She does, and she loves Japanese culture. That was when we were talking about the little marble in the drink. You know how they have those drinks with the little balls in them?
Yeah.
The Japanese drinks.
Yeah.
I forgot what they're called. They're good.
Tim has them too. Tim was talking about them that week.
Yeah. But I think that I'm going to learn how to use terminology better and not insult people by saying weeb. That's what I think.
Probably just avoid using it altogether.
Yeah, weeb is probably not a word you should keep in that little, pocket of words that you can throw out to be cool.
Okay.
No,
it's still cool.
I was trying to be relevant,
but don't use it.
Like, I'm going to try this new word that I just learned.
You know what's funny? Walk up to kids if you're in an occasion with children. Walk up and say, "Far out, man. That's groovy," and then smile and walk away.
I'll ask the staff. My staff that I work with, they're all in their 20s. They understand me. They call me Mama Diana, so they know that I don't mean things badly. They do. They call me them like they're everybody. I'm everyone's mother at the place that I work with. I'm literally called Mama Diana. They introduced me to new staff as Mama Diana. Not okay. This is the executive. This is our executive assistant. No, I don't get that title. They go, oh, and yes, this is so and so, and she's the clinical director, and this is so and so, she's the assistant. Oh, and this her, she does all of that. And here's Diana, and we call her Mama Diana, and I'm like, I'm the executive.
Gonna demand a little more respect, please.
If you translate that into slang, that's just boomer, Diana.
What?
A boomer. You're a boomer.
It's because she is very motherly instincts.
Yes, she is.
They don't.
And Intense came up with a nice little subtitle for tonight's show.
2.5. He's so funny.
Diana is wonderful in that sense. Not to drag down the conversation, but like she would take over weekend trips with Bible groups. She would lead caravans through a safari. It didn't matter. Whatever Diana needed to do, she would be a leader. And she still is to this day. But it was more fun when the kids were young because she would dive into their projects and like you never know where you'd end up. Senior citizen home singing Christmas carols. There's Diana leading the way. Summer camp out in the middle of the woods. There's Diana.
All right. So let's just keep on going. Keep on going. See, thank you, Rick. Rick from Cross Comics said I get no respect. I don't. I'm just kidding.
I think you do for here. I think you do from us.
Yeah, I do. It's okay. I'm good with that. So what other topics? We talked about Trolls Exposed a little bit. We are still in the pre-launch page, guys. But for those of you that have or are signing up for the pre-launch page, when the campaign goes live and you sign up for a book, you are going to qualify for a.
Well, the early signups. Let me spell this out so it's very specific because it is very specific.
Yeah,
but the early signups will be able to choose their print from a gallery of artwork. That'll include my artwork for sure. Maybe something from Krista if she has something troll-like that she wants to throw in there. But basically, it's going to be a few different, artworks that you can pick instead of us just going, okay, here's our random print. And of course,
you will be able to choose the print. I was going to say it all, honey. You just didn't give me time, and that's okay.
Well, yeah.
So Vic King said Booma D, her rap game name.
I'll buy it. I'm in.
Booma D. I'll give you Booma D. So yes, we are planning on launching the campaign in February. So we've only got about a week away because February is next.
That's right.
Week.
So
next
early
Tuesday,
signups are this week. Right. It's next week. Early signups are this week. Yep. And then we have a 60-day countdown. Now, here's the thing that's different. We've never done a campaign without a book being ready and out.
Yeah.
So this time there is a clock. Tick, 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 tick. And here's the exciting part that gets my juice going because Diana knows how competitive I am. Yeah, I'm on fire. Like I am just like so into this project and just building off of what we get into. Diana's got a great idea for a story. Rick has a cool troll story.
Welcome, Terry.
We got Krista climbing on board and I'm just doing me. And then there's all the little things that we'll be including that I can't get into yet, but there are so many little surprises in this book. And it'll be fun. So join us. Sign up. Yes.
Mighty Geek Studios, Terry, he is an awesome guy. He frequently comes into our chat, and he is wonderful at encouraging me and making sure that I'm doing my homework and all that stuff about writing. He's always prompting me. Are you writing every day like a soldier? Yes, yes, yes. Anyways, he wants to know who the stranger in our midst is. This is Krista. She is a wonderful artist, illustrator. She's also our daughter. I'll put that out there because somebody else was like, "Are you married?" That was intense. I think teasing.
Yeah, it sounds like nepotism the way you put it, though. She's a wonderful fine artist that we've tried to get involved in our books before, and she has signed on to do the story that Diana is writing for Trolls Exposed.
And she's also working on the Peter's story too, Cyclopean's kid's story, but we put that on the back burner because now we're doing Trolls Exposed. And so that story will be coming out probably more closer to the summertime, early summer, I'm thinking.
Well, I didn't want to mention it, but since you did, Cyclopean 4 is still being drawn. I'm rotating between the book. Like in the morning, I tend to draw the troll stuff better. And then in the evening, I tend to draw Cyclopean better.
That's interesting.
So,
that you
yeah, it's
that
just
out.
my groove usually. Cyclopean is much more the
Isn't that funny how he's done
Boy
that?
Scout, and the trolls are just crazy because we're writing all these different stories. So yeah, like by the time the end of the day, I'm ready to chill.
Well, I guess you're using up more energy for the trolls,
right?
Like
so,
creative.
Terry, we invited Krista to be our guest artist. We showed quite a few pieces. She does digital. She's definitely can do digital, but she's more of a traditional artist, so that's where she's trying to work, right, a little bit more these days.
It's just what I'm currently exploring more,
right,
in the current moment.
Yeah. So yeah, you can go back and replay it and see the artwork if you would like. I have on the screen right now, that is the Indiegogo sign up page for our pre-launch page. So if you haven't signed up, I suggest that you go on over. It does not, commit you to anything, but it would be.
Yeah, what it really does is it just means you'll know exactly when we launch.
Exactly.
And by signing up, if you back, you'll get the print.
Yeah. Yeah. So check it out. And let's see. What else were we going to talk about tonight? You talked a little bit about the troll story.
Well, we're going to have to get into the first or the. I have something else to get into.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yes, Krista.
I will have to get going soon.
Oh, that's okay. You can go by the way, anytime. We didn't even tell her that. Like,
no.
She's like, okay, 3 hours in. Do they ever stop talking? Chris never stops talking.
Yeah, like it's a real problem.
But you can go. You need to leave. Totally understandable. So, guys, Krista is going to head out. I shared her Instagram. You can always hit Chris or I up if you can't find it or whatever. We can reshare it again. And yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me.
So much. Absolutely.
This was nice. It was nice to talk about things.
It is very,
I don't usually.
Well, remind me.
What?
Okay, but listen, remind me, because actually you may be able to help me on this. Remind me to talk to you about Captain Stud.
Captain Stud.
Just remind me next time we're able to talk.
Me?
Yep.
Oh, remind you. Okay, so I will remind you about Captain
I will remind her. Hopefully,
I think it's a character you're really going to be interested in.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I think you will. You can give him some insight on it. It's a very cool character.
Well, not only insight, I think you can give some influence, because this is a character I know very little about, even though I've created this character. And what I mean by that is, for instance, your mom likes to ask me if I've looked into any positions of the representation that I'm trying to express, and I usually don't. But this one, I'm looking for some input, and you, my dear, are definitely my encyclopedia to the 21st century mind.
Okay, I can do my best.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Trust me.
Oh my God. Yes, Captain Stud. That is it a comedy? I wouldn't say.
No, Captain Stud is going to be actually a very serious look at our world today, and in a way that will surprise people, because I'm going to try to deconstruct the politics and make it very much about the human experience. Right. And I mean from all sides, like from ignorant to enlightened, and all the way through. Like, this is a cool little thing that I stumbled into. Well, Krista, I'm going to go off on the second topic here, which will take me another 10 minutes if you want to go.
So, Krista, you can just click
off. I will.
All set.
You know what? I'll send you. I'll send her the script that I've got when we're done, and you can take a peek at it, and then we can talk.
She hates reading.
That sounds good.
Maybe Zach will read it. But yeah, I will be in touch with you for the weekend festivities. Okay.
Yes, that sounds good. And thank you again for having me.
Thank you. We
Absolutely.
love you.
All right. Love
Bye.
you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so
My poor kid.
I just didn't want her to have to sit because I know I'm about to go into the little detail. So Captain Stud came about from me making a submission to the Crom Anthology. And as discussed, I think last week or the week before, the story wasn't right for Pop's book. And that was fine. But we ended up in an argument over, a few things that have multiplied into many things. But one of the things that happened was last night, in the middle of Dark Gifts stream, he said something that I took exception to. I said something, and then of course it ignited the argument again, at which point he threatened to publish the initial draft that I sent to him. And I told him to go ahead, and if he didn't, I would. I didn't really care because it's nothing that I'm ashamed of. So I figured we could kind of pull that up, as the marquee says, and we can kind of go through it real quick because it's not that big of a deal. This was a rough that, as I said, didn't fit the description of his book. But it is actually the initial story that started Trolls Exposed. And it's come a long way from this. But I figured we could look at this and just have a little go at it. Troll is the name that I switched Crom with in this case because I just didn't want to put it in the script that I'm reading. But Troll plays the part of the three Ghosts of Christmas, past, present, and future, and a non-holiday take on the classic Christmas story trope, where he laments the impact and the future of a character that a writer is about to pervert beyond recognition to appease the woke generation. So meet writer Mac Rogers, who works for one of the largest comic book publishers in the nation. He is a woke 30-something white guy doing his best to keep his job in the woke world, willing to do whatever he's told in order to keep the revenue flowing. Now, in fairness, this is like a really rough take that had to be polished, and it definitely is about something that happens in comics commonly now. But yeah, I just wanted to say, kind of frame that, because that's really what it's getting at. His latest assignment, they want him to turn Captain Stud, a standing Captain America superhero who has been published since World War II, into a transsexual superhero. He has a history of gender bending, he being the writer, and race swapping characters, and there could be no one more qualified than Mac to get the job done. After putting the finishing touches on his script, Mac passes out at his desk in front of the computer. The screen shows his story attached to an email, but he passed out before he could send it away. Suddenly, he slips and falls from his chair onto the floor, a little dazed and unsure. He looks up and sees a troll sitting sitting on his monitor. Appears to be about 8 inches tall at that point. Troll will crack a few jokes, ask him if he's proud of his story that he's about to send. Mac will smile and declare it's a masterpiece. Troll congratulates Mac, but with a sense of hesitation asks him what the children will think of this new Captain Stud. So understand, this is, again, a rough. The dialogue has changed dramatically in timing, not so much in tone, but the jokes are limited because of space and things like that. Also, things are a bit more veiled at this point. While you're reading a rough, of course, it's not noted that the writer is quite so woke, because there's a build in this. Anyways, once the question is asked, the scenery will change into a surrealistic, I always say that wrong, gateway type of scene. Troll will disappear for a moment, and Mac will find himself transported into the hallway of his childhood home just outside a kitchen decked out for his birthday. He will let the reader know he recognizes the home in thought balloons. He will peek in and see himself, several friends, and mom and a few other moms, etc., etc. Mom hands him a gift, which he unwraps with excitement. It's a Captain Stud action figure. Young Mac is so excited, he instantly rips the toy from the box and starts playing with it immediately, to the displeasure of the mom. Mac in the hallway will look sheeply, smile ever so faintly. Troll appears behind him. Do I really have to read all this part? Because it gets really long. This is the problem with the rough. Diana, do you want to say anything while I take a sip?
Not really. I mean, you're just reviewing the initial proposal that was sent, right?
And this is simply a rough, but it's boring to read because I know what the stories become.
Right. Well, it was, hey, you know, this is an idea. I thought it was a very interesting look at the whole.
Well, let me jump ahead to some of the things that I think triggered.
Yes, it is kind of like a Christmas Carol, a modern day kind of Christmas Carol.
Okay, wait a minute. So when they go through the birthday party, basically that was just to show that Mac was a big fan. Next, Mac follows the demon or the troll as he leads him down a hallway into the toy aisle of a department store. A group of kids are there. Parents are lingering. Now, this has changed significantly because the parents disappear from the scene. It was way too much dialogue to fit into the piece because it has to be within 10 pages. But that's what a rough is. Anyways, there is a group of kids with parents lingering in background. They're on the rack hangs Captain Stud and Drag Doll, created for the story Mac just released, because this is like just ahead in the future, but present. Troll tells him these kids just went to the movie, but they don't seem too enthusiastic for Captain Stud. Troll and Mac watch as the boys dismiss the, in quotes, gay doll. They are talking about how the movie sucked, but the hot chick with big boobs was awesome. Statements such as men don't dress like girls and Cap would never wear that shit. The new Cap is a pussy, etc. The captain or the parents will scold the kids for their language, and they will shuffle the kids along as they have things to do. Now, that language probably triggered them a little bit because it is kind of, just raw. But the sentiment is still in the script, but much toned down, mostly because a rough script is a rough script. I don't know how many times I can say that, but I do feel the need to. The next thing that happens is, let's see, brief conversation, disappointment, kid's response. Max stands his ground and insists evolving Captain Stud is good for the character and the kids as the future is woke. That was a very basic way of saying much more that needed to be said in the script itself. But he talks about inclusion, diversity, things of that nature. He believes the parents were wrong for being, that part's totally out too. Mac is angry at Trolls and insists on being returned to his studio. Troll agrees, but takes him to his office in New York City. That became LA. The office is ultra chic. It's rich, rich, rich. Mac is pissed. Okay, so this here is him, bitching and moaning that he went to the wrong place and it's his office. But what he finds out is this woman comes into the office and she's on her cell phone and talking about the stupid fans trying to boycott Captain Stud, which is something we see in every pop culture change. Mac is confused, asks what happened. Troll explains that this is his replacement, the new writer of Captain Stud. Mac asks what's going on. Where is his office now? And the troll takes him by the hand and transports him to a cemetery. At this point, the troll was still talking. In the new script, he doesn't talk at all because, of course, the last ghost doesn't talk in the Christmas story, which is the trope I'm following. But basically, the cemetery scene, he finds out that he had a heart attack. Well, that is covered in the office conversation where the girl's on the phone. And at that point, the troll isn't talking. So at any rate, essentially we go back to the studio. He wakes up, thinks it was a dream, sends the script off to the editor. A couple hours later, he gets a call, gets blasted, gets told that he wrote this woke or this anti-woke, anti-trans piece and that he was going to be fired and canceled. In this version, the writer has a heart attack, and as he's dying, Mac yells out, what the fuck did you do? And the editor says he hasn't done anything, but the troll walks over and mocks him, says something about, I wonder who could have written the story you sent. You know, I've always wanted to be a comic book writer, Mac, as he walks down the door. So this was the thing that really upset him. He said that it was a hit piece involving his character. I was just trying to make a really cool story that would like really help his character stand out. He didn't like it. That's cool. It actually promoted and advanced us to go into the troll book of our own. And I'm very happy with what we're developing. Who the hell is Mac? So Mac is the fictional writer in the story in charge of Captain Stud's character. And what he's doing is for corporate greed, which is something that's brought out in the revised scripts, if you will, which is the motive behind what happens. But there is a twist that I couldn't insert when it was a Crom story. And as a result, there's much more to talk about with it. And I don't know how much to say before the book is released. I'm excited for what it is. Oh, yeah, that was weird. Diana, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I put a question. He doesn't understand how it is a hit piece.
Yeah, I didn't get that either, but I think it was because he was, and I'm just going to put it in this way. I think he was just very sensitive to his character playing the role of the ghosts, and that's fine. I think he wanted Cyclopean involved in the story, and I just didn't want to put Cyclopean with Crom. It didn't make any sense in my mind, but that's okay. For me, that's no big deal. I'm not wishing ill will on the Crom anthology. In many ways, I have to thank Doc for the Crom anthology, because I never would have been inspired to do the stuff we're doing right now. Of course, it's led Diana and Krista into making the book with me. It's my first crossover project with Rick Piper. So yeah, it's turning into a pretty great thing. Rick is
going to be doing a piece for it as well, but it wasn't targeted at any one person. It was, and I remember when Chris was writing this particular piece, he was like, I don't know, I this is what came to me when, you know, the whole proposal was like, hey, submit. This is what came, and I read it. I'm like, well, it's definitely an interesting take on it.
Well, and listen, I'm going to do something that'll surprise you concerning Pops and his defense. It was likely nothing that he anticipated anybody submitting. He wasn't looking for that. And it was, as I said, when I sent it to him, you know, this probably isn't the tone you're looking for. I'm not sure, but here, check this out.
Right. And you did preface that, like, I'm not sure if this is what you're looking for, but this is what I came up with thus far.
Right. And it's no big deal. I'm just happy. See, I'm trying to keep it from getting too dramatic because it is a very sensitive issue. Like Pops and I right now are, if we talk at all, it's just, you know, it's nasty. It's just dirty, like dirty words and a lot of anger.
Yeah.
And I know it's not the godly thing, but I don't really care. If you know, I'm like, whatever, dude. I'm over it. But I am grateful for the opportunity that it's afforded us in making our own book. Not that was going to be like that. Yeah, like Cyclopean 4 is in the works. Clusterfudge 3 is on the back burner, but still in process. And I'm happy. You know, we're making books, enjoying it. It's just, yeah, it is what it is. I don't want to get any deeper into that, but you know, Trolls Exposed. And in the coming, you know, days and weeks, we are going to reveal more about the book.
Hey, Terry, that is the Instagram, Krista, my daughter's Instagram. If you want to check it out. So Terry asked to drop the Instagram in the chat, so I want to let him know I did that. NFTs, I haven't gotten around. I'm just afraid of that whole thing, which is, I know, ridiculous, but I am. I'm not afraid of it. It's just sitting down to do the NFTs and set up an account, and I look at it and it looks all Greek to me, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do this tonight. So which of us trolls started it. It's all Chris's fault. It'll always be Chris's fault.
Everything is my fault.
Listen, stop.
Never underestimate how likely it is that I will put my foot in my mouth every time. This last particular argument with him, basically came because I opened my mouth and said something to him in a live chat when I thought he was getting out of line. So whatever, I should have kept my mouth shut, but yep.
I didn't think it was classy for anybody to come in to somebody else's chat and start picking on another person in the chat over personal things. I think that's not classy. I wouldn't have said anything, but I was not there because I had left the chat at that point in time.
And of course, I always, like I said, will put my foot in my mouth if the opportunity arises. Good evening, Mr.
So I just want to add this really quick. Guess what? It is 1 degree here. I'm freezing. It's 1 degree out. Sorry.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, wait. Before you talk too much, I need to do a stretch break. My buttocks is falling asleep. I will not be far from the microphone, but I will not be speaking for about the next 2 minutes while I stretch. I'm going to go urinate as well.
Well, I hope you don't mind. I used the link from earlier, Chris, to come on.
No, actually, I was surprised. I thought the only thing is I thought Diana had already shared it.
I didn't share it. I didn't even think to share it. Just who wants it? How do I share it again?
Okay, I'll do it for you.
Thank you.
When you hit the share, it says
Yes.
copy link to clipboard, and then you just click into the chat and you paste, and it goes out like that.
Oh, there you go.
So if anybody wants to join, feel free.
Say, hi.
If anybody wants to kick me, I will be back in about 2 minutes.
I'm doing.
I was gonna suggest, as earlier as you found out, I'm doing NFTs now. But if you want to do, I'm doing NFTs. I teamed up with a guy that I know, Marsupial. He's a good guy, and we're basically splitting any profits that are made. I make them. He puts it up. He does all that technical work. He knows how that works, and I'm like, okay, if it makes money, fine. If it doesn't, I don't care. So
say that again.
Okay, yeah, I'm a little fast, aren't I? A friend of mine named Marsupial Gamer. He was trying to get anybody to team up with him to do NFTs. He's not an artist or anything like that, but he's good at the whole background technical stuff. He gets that sort of stuff. So we're basically splitting the profits 50-50, and I was going to suggest I can put you in touch with him if you guys want to do it. And Chris creates something, he puts it up, creates the account or whatever, and you guys just split the profits with him, if there's any profits.
All right.
That makes it easier for you.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Like, I've done a little bit of research, and the more I researched, the more confused I got.
Yeah.
And then I said, I can't do this right now. I think it's something we should do, but I don't even know if we would sell anything. Nobody really knows us and stuff. I don't know.
Well, the thing is that's the exact same thing where I'm coming at too. But it's like, okay, I give him the things. I'm gonna give him like 10 images over the next week. I've already given him 3. This one here you see is a 4th, and it's gonna be here's the images. If it makes money, fine. If it doesn't, it's not gonna hurt me to make 10 images, right?
Right.
And I trust the guy.
Right. There you go. Well, congratulations, I think, and I hope you're very successful with it. That's
plus the great thing is I can see if they sell it too, because I got a link to the page that mine are up on. So and I can sort of see how much they're selling for. They're selling cryptocurrency, so that's where I'm get lost.
I want to see all those links. I want to.
When you guys start talking NFTs, I feel like that guy in the gym commercials. I lift everything and put them down. I'm like, I make comic books instead of them like NFT. I'm like, I know what it is in the
Pretty
sense of a
pictures.
concept, but it's so foreign. Like I'm like, it's kind of like sketch cards. Sketch cards are like 2.5 by 3.5, and they're small. And in NFT, I'm like, what if you sold something that did sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars? I'd feel like, ooh, like I know that's a weird
Like
thought,
like you're cheating somebody.
yeah, like when as a tech you go in a house to fix something, you're getting $120 for showing up, and all it was plugging the router back in. It's like,
You guys seeing that?
I feel guilty about that. I see something in the back room. Hang on. Yep, I see it.
You know.
That's the new page.
Oh, that looks good.
Yep. You just got it today. See, if I can't make it any bigger right here, but that's Melvin's ship right there.
I can only go a little
I'm a
bigger,
little
I think.
lost here.
Are you lost?
That didn't work.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm with yeah. Okay, it is. Okay, Team Olsen.
Timothy Lee Olsen.
Yeah, but it says Team Olsen.
Oh, that's a joke right there.
That's not a joke. That is union of power.
You'd have to understand. I don't think. So
follow.
Okay. Yeah.
You know.
Okay, I'll explain the joke later. But
Diana keeps saying, I don't know what we're in trouble for, but
no.
So Melvin,
you're
number
not in
3.
trouble. You're not in trouble.
I'm always.
Yes, sir.
That looks amazing. When are you? You haven't launched it yet, right?
No, it's still in sign up.
It's still in the file. Okay, I want to make sure I didn't miss it. So I was just looking at.
See,
my
the problem. The problem
Yeah.
is people have. There's too many late books, and I figure, why don't people have done books before they launched a campaign? That way, they have no excuses.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a theory I'm working with. Like, if you have a book done, as soon as the campaign's over, you can just start shipping books out.
That's pretty much what we do. Because Chris is just ridiculously fast at everything that he does. We like this, like he was saying earlier, that put your hand down. I'm not going to just a second. That Trolls Exposed is the first book that we're going to be launching that we haven't actually finished because he's working with other people. He has to be a team player. And that is going to be very challenging for him because every day, wait, guys, I got to put every day I come home from work, I'm getting dinner. So, how much of the troll story have you gotten done? As a matter of fact, I haven't gotten much more done than I did 2 days ago or 3 days ago because I've been packing for the campaign that we just finished. And I've been making things. So, yes, he is crazy. And Terry, I love black and white comic books. I think they are very cool.
I would like to point out, however, because it is a fallacy to say that Chris is so fast. What you see quickly, he has put several hours into and painstakingly worked on from like 2:30, 3 in the morning till like 7, and then 4 in the afternoon till 7.
That's what she said. Fast.
But it's not really fast. What I mean is like the time, like
you're done.
She sees it as being fast, but it's like it's been worked on. It's been in the oven.
How much work I put into this?
It's been baked.
Well, I was going to say the other reason there's going to be a campaign that isn't done beforehand is because Chris sort of went and just put up the pre-launch page like before Diana even knew that he did it.
Pretty much. That's kind of how it rolls around.
That is kind of
Now you can wait a little bit longer to go live, but I think you guys said you're going live on the 1st of February.
I kind of mentioned that.
We're going to go live in February. I'm not the 1st. We're not going to be the 1st. That's on a Tuesday or something.
Yeah, Tuesday is the 1st. Uh-oh. Chris is laughing. You better watch it. He might go live on you for the 1st.
All right. So, Terry, I just put up Timothy's Melvin. I think that's the right link. Right, Tim?
Yeah.
Number
2,
two.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's the correct
Oh,
link.
look, you even put it in the chat.
I can't remember if I signed up or not. So I'm doing it again. I'll let you know.
Listen.
So Mighty Geek, I'm gonna need to keep in touch with you because I keep wanting to do black and white sections in the comic, and I get scared. Color has become a crutch for me. I love my color, and I need to break it. And there's plenty of opportunities because there's so many short stories. It's just I'll send you my next black and white idea, and you tell me what you think, Terry, and you can like tell me if I should add color or not. It's just I get
What if you have some in color and some in black and white?
Well, that's what I'm going to do. But it's like just doing the black and white and saying, okay, it's done and it looks good. You know what I mean? Like I always go, but gee, if I just add a little bit of color, and once I start, it becomes like a virus. It spreads throughout the whole piece. If you put blue, you got to have a little yellow to contrast. And now I want purple here. And yes, now it's become a full painting. It's the curse.
I would like to add the worst arguments I've ever had are artistic differences. Absolute worst throughout my whole life, and I'm 58.
If I could be honest with you, bro, the worst ones I've ever had, just like you're saying, but they were in the band when I was a guitarist. Oh my gosh, you would think the set of songs we would fight over what songs we were going to play. And it was ridiculous because we loved every song we all had. It was just, no, I've got to do this one. And I remember the bitterness that people would get. It was like artistic differences. You would think that we were fighting over money, I
had the hugest fight over a placement of a hair pick once. I'm not kidding. It was a whole company throwdown. She looks too vampirish, whatever. That was just, it's not a knife in her hair, it's just a she looks like a devil.
Over a hair pick. What was the comic book about? If I may
it wasn't a comic book, it's a 72-page full color fashion magazine. These were real photos, real models, real hair picks, whatever that thing was in her hair they didn't like.
When I was a graphic artist, I had to do a weekly huge thing for a super church. It was like 15 pages every week, 11, 17. Mm-hmm. And for about 3 years, they let me go nuts. And the only restriction was, and don't choke on your drinks, folks. I couldn't use a cross. What? I could do almost anything, and they loved compasses, but I wasn't allowed to use a cross.
You couldn't spike anybody with cross.
You mean the very symbol of the church?
Exactly. Exactly. It was one of those churches where they would talk about Jesus, but like there wasn't a big presence. There was always that kind of generic, "Hi, welcome to our church. We love you." And like he would preach from the Bible. It just never seemed to have any teeth. Like it would always.
Don't you dare! Joel Osteen. I just came to mind.
Very similar. Very similar.
Milk of the word.
So what I try to do when I run into people like that, pastors like that, is I just know that Jesus uses us all, and there's a starting point for everybody. Amen. I hope everything just goes the way it's planned, because, like my first Bible was my first real Bible was an NIV.
The nearly invisible Bible?
No. I mean, I'm not trying to put down any Bible translation, but that one I just don't favor anymore. I grew out of it. Some people love King James.
Hey, it's better than what is it? The New World Translation.
Yeah, isn't that the Jehovah's Witness one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one's an interesting piece of literature. Anyways, we were here to talk about comics. Hey, did anybody see our little video?
No, I didn't.
Oh, Diana, are you still there?
I'm still here, yeah.
Can I play the video?
Why not? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm asking for your permission.
Of course, yeah, wait. Let me just tell everybody, it has a lot of cussing in it, which I was not pleased with this choice of music, but he did it anyways.
Well, listen to the words. It's very beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
God, I'm stuck on crypto again now that I'm looking at Rick's.
Ain't no motherfucker in this fucking rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things. Gonna make a fucking name, I just wanna be famous. But I don't want that cheap fame, no I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness. I just wanna be greatness. I just wanna be greatness. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me.
Oh.
Okay.
You know,
So I'm gonna have to.
I want to say something from anybody else that would be so shocking, but from good old Mr. Charlie Church here, that's pretty shocking.
Yeah,
I can't even. Like,
Well,
I don't even
so-
know. I don't know why he went with that song. When he played it for me,
I get it though, but wow, from this guy.
exactly.
Well, I think people have this, like, I am a very nice guy, but when I'm on fire, I'm on fire. And this book is far beyond the initial story.
You're a heathen.
I mean, like, okay, so there are references to trolls that we all know and love on the internet in terms of plot and general stereotypes.
So does the troll queen have blonde hair?
That one might be the black and white piece. So if you want to believe it's blood,
I do want to believe it's blood.
because actually that story is really, 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 really cool. And it's actually a human troll story from medieval times. And I'm actually doing it. Like, this is one of the things about the book I love, because they're all short stories. I can do a whole different set of genres, like not just superhero, not just like, you know, cluster fudge weirdness. I can actually do like
everything. Good on.
Yeah, like it's gonna be fun.
Yep.
And you know, like having other people involved is a bonus. Like, I'm counting on Rick and Diana to keep it from being such a weird book, because Chris is doing it, you know. I'd like them to bring their own sense of weird.
I was just reading some of my text messages to my son. There's a it's probably worse than your song.
Well, the song is going to probably be melted away before it goes on Indiegogo, because I didn't realize that people weren't used to those words. Diana's in like shock. But I'll find something instrumental.
No. I'm used to those words, but just from certain people, it really kind of, you know,
laying out the rosary beads.
Frankly, probably the only body worse making that video with that song would be me to Tim.
We're calling the priest. How many Hail Marys?
People don't know. Like,
I've heard Rick. I've heard worse, but from Chris, or especially from you. No.
Yeah, if I made that video, I think your jaw would be on the floor.
So, gentlemen, I am trying to be artistically open and creative. And when I was going through the audio library on YouTube, this guy has like so many killer raps. This was just the cleanest one I could find.
I bet. Sounds like it's cleaner than my text message to my son.
That's not the song you had when I saw it.
Yes, that's exactly a song. You were just taken by the big graphics because I showed you on the big screen. And in 4K, the graphics are incredible. So
I think the editor,
when the video goes on Indiegogo, it will be, but the video will be replaced with something instrumental so Diana can relax, and because that's probably better for commercial success.
Yeah,
So you guys actually got to see.
Well, if you could take the lyrics out of that,
the rap.
Yeah, no.
I like the music.
I think I'm going to
that
have to
music
replace.
I think goes great.
No, I just have to replace the song. It's not a big deal. They have like 1,000 of them, and I always find something that's really cool.
I don't know. I thought the lyrics were pretty. I mean, if you bleep out the bad words, but
no, I actually thought so. I'll be honest. If it's shown like as a red band trailer for adults only, I think it's fine because it says exactly the way I think we should look at trolls. People forget trolls used to eat our children. You know, in terms of lore, these weren't little fun little elves. They weren't fairies and little genies granting wishes. Trolls were cruel, sadistic enemies of the human race. And it's ironic because if you think of true internet trolls, they are nasty individuals. Yes, sir. I saw your hand go up. I thought you were going to say something.
I know. I was just like,
well,
hey, church, that was me. Yeah. Wyoming picked me. Yeah, I did it. What do you
like modern day monsters, trolls on the internet today, and I'm not talking just people in our circle, folks. We've had at least one game developer accused of making men commit suicide because she put so much pressure on them. We've had countless, people swatted and stalked and horrible things that people do to each other online. Those are all called internet trolls, and troll can also be taken as a verb, which is something I wanted to,
I believe you said you were threatened by a certain somebody. So he threatened me multiple times. I used my choice words.
Well,
blank,
the threat of publishing the second draft of a early, idea, I was like, no big deal. I'll just read it online. Now, the thing is, because it's such a draft, I'm like, like the new versions, the revisions are so much better. Like they don't have to have the description like this is a standing Captain America. No, it's very clean and well written. And I'm like, why am I reading this out loud? Well, because
when you were writing it to him initially, you're trying to get some points across. You're trying to make sure he understands everything. If you're writing it for yourself, you don't have to do all these. Once you take it to the customer, it's like a car. When you design the car, you got the engine exposed, the frame open. When you're taking it in for final approval, you put the body panels on, you polish it up, you make sure the glass is fitted, all that stuff. Now, Mr. McKing, I have to say, sir, yes, I have come a long way since then. I still believe there should be comics for kids, but I always did think that there should be like adult comics. I just didn't like the cross promoting. Now, that's one thing I'm trying to be careful of. I'm trying not to make that mistake because I don't want kids reading my adult stuff. But I don't know. I kind of feel Stephen King-ish when I write my horror stuff. I kind of have a thrill in trying to like amaze the readers,
Sith Chris is so much cooler, he says.
I don't know, Rick.
Christian.
Well, I am excited.
You could call him Chris Simmons.
Well, in my career, if you want to call it that, I've done a lot of kid stuff. I did Hero Shack for 2 years and Cyclopean last year. But I've also done the Reaper book, which, for what it is, it's about Reapers and werebears and werecoons. But but then there's the Cluster Fudge series. So like it's been a mixed, genre. Like I have a lot of things in me. I'm dying to do a Western at some point, which could be in the troll book because I can do any genre and just have a troll involved. That's the cool thing about mystical or mythological creatures.
Now, is there going to be a troll adult book?
Well, not adult as in not as in like you'll never catch me doing like I won't do the sex drawings and stuff.
The Kang wants to know.
Even in Cluster Fudge, even though I had some nudity, you'll notice it was never like it was always rated R nudity, put it that way. And it was never like, no, I don't do the prawn. And one of the greatest parts about that is because I have an editor-in-chief who is there to keep me from doing anything too stupid with my art. Isn't that right, Miss Diana?
Yes. So let's talk about the cover of your book.
Yes.
I think there's some questions about the cover of the book.
Okay, well, what about
if we're going to talk about it, how about bring it up?
Yeah, bring it up.
Yeah, I will.
Did you, by chance, draw the images with anybody in particular in mind? Not really, right?
Well, hang on. Let me pull this up. This will be the easy way to do it. So, yes and no. Okay. So the guy in the middle with the mohawk, he doesn't look much like him, but he actually comes from a sci-fi picture that I saw, The Big Brute. He's that inspiration. The guy in the very back, actually, I had Doug TeNapel in mind.
Which guy?
Good.
Triangle guy?
The grayish guy. Grayish, bluish guy.
I don't know if you can't see my cursor because of the way I'm sharing it. The guy with his arms up in the air right underneath the O and the S.
Oh, with the goatee and the funky hair.
Yes.
May I suggest, if you just alter him slightly, you have the guy that threatened you, bad troll.
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to do something because a lot of people have asked about him. But no, actually, honestly, that character is called Victor Violence. The guy in the back is Victor Violence, and he is more or less a almost like a private investigator of sorts. He works for a private corporation or a private group that is kind of tracking and trying to keep the trolls in modern times down. Otherwise, they may try to rise up again. The gold guy next to him with the triangle head that everybody thinks is Testify is an internet troll. So whatever.
My buddy.
He's just an internet troll.
I watched one show one night when I'm sorry, Testify is just not acceptable. I was like, okay. I'm listening.
The green girl is actually a gospel Karen from the 80s. Remember the whole Million Mothers protest thing?
She looks like Dirty Blonde. That could work.
Yeah, she's like a remnant troll that is still trying to play that side of it. Oh, yeah. Down below that, let me see. It's not really showing up.
You know, with the purple, she looks a little bit like a version of Brainiac.
Yeah.
Gospel Karen, she's going to be one of my favorites too.
Yeah. What do you see her?
You know, I thought
on the bottom.
I thought for certain that when I saw the cover, I thought, oh no, shots fired. Shots fired, bro.
No, well, it's kind of funny because I look at Doug TeNapel kind of like and Doug, forgive me, brother, I love you, but he's like the king troll. There's nobody better when he wants to get under someone's nerves. He can put something so well intelligently written. He's so intelligent that he can backhand you while you think you're getting like a gold coin. He is so good at writing.
So Chris,
and I think he knows what?
There's somebody that popped in. Do we know this person? Should I add him to the stream?
I don't know Kang, but there's art there.
Okay, can I pop him in? And if he's naughty, we can pop him out.
I just tried to pop him in. Oh, we must have tried to do it at the same time.
Oh my God.
It might be possibly Vic.
Okay, we popped him in. Where is he?
He's underneath your Vic King's message.
Vic King is under Vic King.
Yeah.
Vic King.
The message is on top of him.
Why would that? That's so bizarre.
He's under himself.
Well, if you take the message down, it won't be there any longer.
Right.
I'm just trying to remove my little bit. Oh, there we go.
Rick, what would I do without you? Oh my goodness. Rick's like Diana.
Booba D in the house.
It's after 10. This is what happens to me. I have a quiz to take. I gotta go. But anyway, King, you have artwork with a gun and like cool looking stuff. Are you going to talk?
Yeah, sure. This is actually a I don't know what it could be used for, but it's a Melvin two-piece.
Oh, very cool. I like that.
How come Tim's not saying nothing? There he goes.
That could actually.
I was going to say, feast your eyes on that, folks.
I think that could be a cover.
Could be. That's
Melvin 2 begins with Melvin and what is her name again?
Alice.
Alice.
They're coming out. They're finally coming out of the jungle.
They're coming out of the jungle, right? So we're not exactly sure what happened the night before while they were still traversing through the jungle, but
right.
They're coming out of the jungle bearing it all.
Nudge, nudge, green.
As Tim always likes to say, Tim's tagline is bloods, bullets, and boobs.
Damn Skippy. It's blood,
very
bullets, and boobs.
Reminiscent of that Survive Naked reality show.
Right.
Have you ever seen that? They put like two people out in the woods naked and like leave them with nothing and say survive as long as you can or something like that.
Well, maybe there's an intergalactic version. You never know.
Well, these people they don't even know each other. It's really weird.
Run.
Well, I think that they thought they'd have like all these romances or something. It became a terrible thing.
See, I always thought like so this piece I was inspired by the old, like the good Vertigo, the old good Vertigo line, because that's where I think like if Melvin was a mainstream book, that's where it would have fit in, was with the Vertigo line. Right?
You think so? Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of cool dark stuff going on, you know. Lot of action and
of inspiration. Has everyone watched Spartacus on Showtime?
Well, I watched it when it was on Stars, the actual TV show.
It might have been. No, it's the New Zealand series.
Yes,
adult.
I haven't seen it.
Adult.
No.
Xena Princess War gets it.
Oh yes, that's the one. I saw all 4 series. The Romans were so sleazy, weren't they?
Well, maybe.
You have no idea. You have no idea.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All I remember is bad things about Romans.
What did you do to that slave? Oh, yeah, he did that.
Some of that is actually loosely based on historical fact, though.
Some of it, most of it.
Oh, I mean, like there really was a Spartacus and there really was a Crixus, and anybody involved after they were defeated, anybody involved with them was crucified all the way up to the gates of.
Yes, they really did that to slaves. Okay, yeah, most of it was based on reality.
So I am going to pull something up real quick.
Do that in 2022, by the way.
Sorry, I found.
Go ahead.
I find historical stuff fascinating. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's also,
no, it is fascinating.
Also current, what I'm saying. There's genocide going on as we speak. Voice of America. If you don't believe me, go just read Voice of America, Armed Forces News.
So, guys, this is the Doug TenNapel inspired character drawn at a later stage. That mock cover that I'm using is going to end up becoming a print because it's not like going to be accurate to all the characters. But that's the actual Doug TenNapel character, prototype.
Oh,
and this is closer to the final version.
Yeah.
His name is actually Victor Violence. And yeah,
And this is a real troll or an investigator of trolls, a human investigator or a troll.
This is actually
that color needs to come back. I'm just saying the color needs to come back a bit to be in line with the.
Oh yeah. No, it's not done. As you can see, like the building is still kind of rough. Like it's still. I keep zooming in the wrong way. Hang on. It's still like this is one of the early pages of his story, where the chick is dissing him. He's actually trying to get in to see somebody, and I can't tell you too much because that's part of his story. But so that's really what the guy looks more like. And By the way, guys, I think it's Melvin's artist who actually inspired me for this.
So
I
is
saw
he
Rick.
human or troll?
He's definitely human.
Yep, he is a human dude.
Really? Which one? Sherwin or Vic here?
Well, with all due respect to
Or
Vic, I
Sid?
think. Oh,
Or
I don't
could
know.
he
I
be a
don't think it was
troll?
Vic. It was one of your guys did this treatment of Melvin's hair that made me crap my pants.
That hair,
And-
with that hair, he could be a troll, but
Was
yeah,
it
no,
the-
that's all. That's all.
Was it for the
hairspray
third
and
one?
craziness.
Was it for
Maybe
the third
it
one?
might have been
Oh.
because I think Rick might have inked it. But I was
Oh,
really
probably when
inspired by
his
it.
face is blown up or whatever, just before.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was
look
that was
at
the third
beard
one.
and that hair. That's some work there.
Yeah,
So-
but you know what? It's not as bad
Where's
as it
Dylan? I don't
looks.
want to tell him hand drawn is better than computer generated.
So since I
Hand-drawn
got
is a pain in the ass.
since I got Chris and Rick here, who both are fluent with coloring, right? I'm actually coloring, doing my version of the colors on the Melvin 2 cover, and I could use some assistance because I've
And
never.
by the way, Vic, I did not mean the coloring on those. That art was really bad. I was just trying to piss off Smirk.
Oh,
I think I accomplished my mission, but he was getting on my nerves as I was just like, you know what? Let's talk about your work.
Don't make him get passive aggressive at you.
Some people can dish it out, but they can't take it very well.
Anyways, what were you saying there, Vic?
so, well, I shared my screen.
Colors.
So yeah, if I could get some tips, there's a couple things I want to do, but I'm not sure how to do it.
Okay, well, somebody needs to bring up your shared screen because
Yeah,
we're
I'm
just
trying.
not seeing.
There we go. Is that
No,
the shared screen?
No, that's my.
Is that the shared screen?
Yes.
What app is that?
Clip Studio.
Okay.
All right. Now,
Which one are you using again, Chris?
Oh, I live in Procreate.
You told me that once. I just
The bad guy there looks like to me like the Tin Man almost. From,
living Procreate. What?
The
This
Wizard of
looks like a
Oz.
blacklight coloring, is it?
it's not meant to be. I do want there to be like this ethereal, like radioactive type glow to the bottom lower is like flames, right?
Right.
But I don't want it to be like earthly fire. I want it to be like radioactive, like otherworldly fire, right? Almost ethereal. And I'm not exactly sure how I can get that effect. Like what, like if I could, I'm open to suggestions, right?
Okay. My suggestion is you've got the coloring correct. It's just the top right and right side. You have a bunch of free space that's almost the same color, the pinkish purple and the yellow to the right of the girl. You could actually draw more stuff in there.
Miss Rita wants to come on and talk about her book.
Or something, maybe, something such as a planet. I'm not saying put a planet there, but something back there.
Well, with
Well,
the
actually,
fire glow.
I think the coloring is good.
Well, here's something with the fire glow that like you can probably relate to, but I'd put a layer over that, right? And I'd run it on, like, take the mode. I think if you go to something like light versus multiply or whatever, play with the layers a little bit, but take the green and airbrush it first and just spray it very lightly and then change the mode of the layer. And a lot of times you can get kind of like that color that extends into the black in a gradient kind of fade.
Yeah.
And it gives it that glow. I think you might be talking about that kind of like Kyle Ritter glow.
Right. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep going over them in layers when I try to do that, and then just play with the settings. I find light is in Procreate and Photoshop. It's probably in clip mode too, but play with them all. Like there's soft and hard and all these different modes to try. But even then, if you use like hue saturation after you lay down a layer, you can test different color glows until you find one that really bites in with that feel that you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and of course you can also use adjust the opacity too, which can help too to make it glowish. That way you see through it
Do
easier.
what?
The opacity.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. Because then you see through it if it's solid color or whatever. Even with if you use the airbrush soft or hard, you can even use opacity with that too.
Yep. And the thing is with the layer thing, some of the modes that you'll find will wipe it out completely. You won't see anything. Some will gradiate it, some will do like negative, it'll take your light spots and turn it black and vice versa, which you don't want. It looks stupid on that one. But they will do a lot of cool things, and Rick's right, opacity is another part of it. And by the time you're done, once you tweak all of it, I call it, I know I probably shouldn't because other colorists did it before him, but I remember it from Kyle Ritter. I look at his stuff and I'm like, that is cool. and so I try to emulate some of his glow. When I do the glow, I forget to do glows a lot of times. I'm a very 80s, 90s comic guy where it was still old style.
That's kind of where my brain has been when I started doing this. And I'm like, oh, how do I go forward? Because like I'm, mentally I'm like stuck. I was when I first started it, I was stuck in the 80s.
Yeah. And I was going to say that's the great thing too. That's the great thing too. If you want to do flames or something,
but it was in the 80s, Vic. That's when I was stuck there.
Well, Rick is a master of this because I've seen Rick do it, and I do something similar, but Rick does it far more extensively. But I noticed that you only have like 2 layers there. I can tell you for a fact, with all those colors, Rick would have about 30 layers. I would have about 4 or 5. But when you do all the colors in different layers, like let's say you decided you wanted to change his pants up for whatever reason, it's as easy as just grabbing the layer that you colored that color in. And there's something about the way the custom or the professional colorists do it. And I hate watching YouTube tutorials, but they really do show it. When they do their flats, they don't even worry about what color they are. They adjust all the color and hue and settings like that. And it's bizarre the way they do it. It's like I can only tell you to watch the tutorials because I've watched them and get lost. And I still do like you did there, where you do like, I don't know if maybe you flattened it, but I've often done like the one pass with the solid color, and then I go in and try to do the effects over it. But the best way to do it really is the multiple layer thing.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was going to suggest too. With the layers, you can put layers above for fire or whatever, smoke or whatever that you want over top of them, and then use the opacity to be able to see through it, and you can still see them and not lose a lot of what you have there.
Yeah, plus if you decide you want it gone, you don't have a problem having it already merged into the color layer. You can just click that layer away and it disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one other layer. That was on top of this one, and that was I did a gradient from the top and a gradient from the bottom to start throwing in some darks, and then I merged it with the color layer.
And there's something I'm not sure whether you'd want it for this particular picture, but something I've done before too is put a black thing right over the whole layer, over the whole thing, and then use the opacity to bring it down. It gives it a nice touch for dimming it for.
Dang, bro! You know what? I do something just like that, but I use blue. I always put a navy blue when I want it. When something like is uneven in the tone, I'll use navy blue at like I don't know, 5 or 7%, and it's just enough to wash over the white spots and the colors and make everything a little bit more even.
Oh, I never. Wow. Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah.
And it's weird. Yeah, because you try with all different colors, but like Rick said, black does good stuff.
Here, let me bring up. I should have a thing here for that I get it in.
creatively, let me ask Tim if he has any ideas that he'd like to see put in there.
Well, let me see. I like that. I like the blood coming off the walls there. That kind of fits in with the kind of the hardcore image there. Looks fine to me.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, if you take a look on mine here, in a second, okay, this panel 1, 2, 3, 4, panel 4. Like right here, this layer, if you look at the one with the police car with the lights.
Chris will have to switch over to you or share.
So she's asking Chris right now, when's Krista going to be back?
Krista will be back. You know what? We can ask her to come back next week, but maybe within a week or two.
Yeah, I shared the link.
Yeah, but I don't use Instagram or Facebook because of security issues. But
Miss Rena, if you want to like reach out to her through her Instagram and let her know that you talked with Chris and I, and just strike up a dialogue with her, because you might be able to share it with her through her Instagram page. She also has an email that she can give you if it's something you guys find that might be a work in progress kind of stuff for you. But you can always go back and rewatch the stream if you'd like to hear what she had to say and stuff like that.
Suggest to her to start up a business Twitter, not a personal Twitter.
oh my God, I've so neglected my YouTube channel.
Yeah, but as you can see, Vic, here with that layer of black over, I had put even something over top of that for light.
Right.
Okay, there's one.
And you can really change the look of it.
Bro.
Especially if you put something over top too, right?
Yeah,
because I did that.
I was going to say, there's just actually a lot of fun stuff you'll get into if you start playing with the layers, in bizarre ways. Like, we can tell you everything, Vic, but you'll stumble into stuff that you've never thought of that we can't even think to tell you, because it really is an awesome feature of digital. Just the things you can mess with alone.
And here's the blue version of what he was suggesting too.
Right. And see how it's adding that kind of 1970s nighttime video look. Like, remember in the TV shows when you see them out at night, it was really a blue film over the lens, like it was a cap. But you were supposed to believe it was nighttime, yet you could see the sun reflecting in the back of the cars. And yeah, they passed that off as nighttime.
and like I said, and then you can build over top, because as you see, I did the lights here too, over top too.
Yeah, I was going to ask, did you do any additional glow with the blue and the reds?
A little bit, yeah. Not.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Because like if he wanted to go really over the top, he could have done, like that's where you might put like a layer with like bursts of color that you play with and fade down. So you get like I don't know, you've seen it in comics where, they get like that big kind of, I don't know, flare look, that Michael Bay look.
See, I can even play with the light that's on him.
Yep.
As I did that. All sorts of neat little things you can do.
All right, cool. Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Well, if you ever see anything like specific in any of my artwork, and I'm sure Rick feels the same way, if you want to know how I did it, just let me know, and I'll give you the best idea that I have. It's not an exact science, because sometimes I'm messing around and I find stuff that I like, and it's like I'm not sure. Let me think. But other stuff is kind of.
Yeah, because I mean, like I've had the digital tablet for a little while, and I've dabbled here and there, but I've been so consumed with my traditional work that that I just haven't had, much opportunity or.
Well, when I diss traditional, understand I respect you guys wholeheartedly, and for me, it's just I'm 52 years old. I don't want to mess with the material anymore, the physical inks and stuff. And while I will do it for some stuff, like if I'm doing a comic, I want to do all digital. And I know, some people scoff at that, but that's cool. If that's the hang up, that's the hang up. I just like making comics, and this is a great way to do it.
Yeah, no, I get that.
But I mean, I wish I had the patience for what you do. Like, oh my God, sitting there with an 1117.
I'm thinking about doing a hybrid where I do my pencils traditionally, scan them in, and then do digital inks. That's what I'm thinking I might start doing.
That might be a cool way because you'd still have some originals to sell. I know a lot of artists really like that,
Yeah. Well, if you want, you can take it off of me, whomever.
Oh, I had you fully zoomed. You know what I've been doing whenever I show artwork now? Because I can't see it, like even in the full screen like that. Hang on, I'm working on it.
Squinting. Is that?
Well, I turn it full screen, and then it's like I'm in your living room or wherever you are, and I'm looking at it. Which one's Rick?
Well, that was me looking at what's his name, Victor Vincent Violence.
Victor Violence. Yes,
that was me. I was up on the screen looking at that hair, man. That hair and that beard.
That was a blast to draw. Like. And the whole storyline.
So that's all you right there, the hair and the beard.
Oh yeah. And really, the guys can tell you, it's really just taking the time to kind of draw spaghetti. Yeah. Just follow the line through, make a couple over the whole mask, make a few random ones underneath. Oh yeah. I was kind of sloppy. I just went in and threw some dark lines in it to give it some depth.
And I swear he could be exposed as a troll later.
Yeah. Well, Rick did it so detailed with this one, and I'm blaming you, Rick. I don't know who else to blame, but the hair was so impressive.
Sid, tell us. Blame Sid, tell us.
But didn't you ink it?
Yeah, I inked it, but he did all that pencil, and I just went over it.
But the two of you together did such a great job on that I was like, I need to find a character I can draw that with, that kind of style, that just high quality. It just looks so neat, and it's so much better than just a black outline filled in with, smudge, whatever.
You could give him a pet troll named Pops.
No, man. I need to. Yeah, I just need to make a disclaimer here. Okay. I wish Pops nothing but health and wealth, and
I wish Pops nothing but health and wealth too. But
it's just he and I we're kind of like, I think we're two nickels of the same variety, and we don't do well. Yeah.
You said we're done. I said we're done.
Hallelujah.
I was gonna say also, Chris, you could probably take off the comment too.
That one wasn't even me, Miss Diana.
What?
That one wasn't me. Hang on, there we go. I got it.
What?
Yeah, you guys said
the reason I got all the NFTs back is I put in 2 weeks worth of work. I pay cash US dollars to have them minted.
Hey, everybody should say hello to hello.
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 So,
Rick, thank you.
Could I just take a quick moment to give a shout out to all my favorite people? My favorite people are the people I work for and my fans. People I work for, one of them here is Timothy Olsen. If everybody could go and sign up for Melvin too.
Yeah, I just signed up for that.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
Man.
You rock, man. You rock.
You rock. You rock. You and Kang rock and Chris and Diana.
You so are going to get laid because you signed up for Melvin too.
Well, I already knew that, but
you are going to be so knee deep in Poontang you don't even know.
It's the Melvin Mystic.
I want to give a shout out to Core Comics, who I'm doing Artifice Reanimate with, and that's live on Indiegogo right now. And would love to get some more eyes and backers for that book. Right here on the panel tonight, we have one of the people who is going to be drawn into the book is a member of Team Plasma. that would be Mr. Eric here. I get the chance to draw that man, that badass. I get to draw him with cyber armor and a
something.
Trident
Sticking a
gun.
pitchfork in my head.
and Lightbringer Genesis is also on Indiegogo. Is the other book I'm drawing.
What's it? Okay, so hang on. That one I've actually backed that one twice, so I have particular interest in it. I went the first time and I backed it, and then I got so into the first closing stream that I backed it again, which is fine. But like this last time, so is it still in demand? Is that the deal?
We did decide to go in demand, yeah, because we got
very cool.
We started picking up traction again. I mean,
now that's Dark Gift Comics, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're over. We're almost to 7K now.
Smirk and Manicure are the only two I'm having issues jiving with, but I get along. But some of the time, I just want to bang my head on the wall rather than talk to them.
Yeah, I think here's the things. They're Australian, so they're quirky, right?
Yeah, I read in the news they outlawed Australia today. I don't know what the heck's going on.
And Smirk is
Smirk is Smirk.
Smirk is Smirk. He's like, you just never know what you're gonna get with him, you know. But he's a great dude. And
he's smirking at you.
And I'll be honest, Derek. Sometimes you're hard to understand what you're saying.
I'm just like
that was live on stream, right? When you're totally clear.
Are you guys talking about that Twitter stuff?
Yeah.
Vic's got his chat too. Both.
So I need to let you brothers know. I never know what you're talking about. I just see all the tags, and I'm like, I know Intense Webs, man. So I see all these tags. And I'm like, I know Intense. I know Vic. I know this guy. I know that guy. I'm gonna put my stupid ad in there. Boom.
There you go.
It's fun.
Hey, I like it. Most of the guys like it. There's a couple of people that don't.
I can stop.
And like Vic said, why didn't you just ask to be removed? I won't call you a Kingsman anymore.
Oh.
Man,
Walters just came in the back room. Hang on.
We got to give a shout out to Lorenzo doing the yeoman's work in the chat tonight.
Lorenzo's like everybody's dream.
Yeah,
bro. You share so many links. I want to like call you Zelda.
Hey, Mark.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Just finished my
Mikey.
Hello. Just finished my stream, so if you could come in and pop and say hi. I did notice, Chris, you said you're getting ready to go to bed, so come in for at least a couple minutes, see how you guys are doing.
Oh yeah, we're doing good. We introduced our new artist.
Mike, we don't want to know about what you're doing in the bathroom.
Question: how much does StreamYard cost per month?
If you do it like we do, which is outrageous, yeah, it's $25 now. We have like so many more hours available to us than we use. And Diana and I keep talking about what we're going to do about it, and we just haven't done it yet. So maybe this weekend I'll take the time to figure that out. Because really, it's just picking another service.
Except for StreamYard. I mean, I got moving graphics, all this other fancy stuff.
Well, I use the 50 hours. I pay the $25. I use a good chunk. Well, I use a good chunk.
You're on every night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you could probably use OBS.
I use OBS,
or you could just. Well, or StreamYard,
but the bringing people in and out and the flipping the chat up is so much easier. I noticed in StreamYard.
Well, StreamYard seems pretty easy to do it. I'm not sure. That's where my delay is because I'm like, okay, what service can I really use to do the same thing? Because I love having you guys.
You can use Discord server to do the same thing.
Discord does the same thing for free.
Yeah, it does, but it's a little bit more difficult. It's slightly more difficult. You have to be running a Discord server.
Do they have a pay-in upgrade or anything?
No. Discord $10 a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Called Nitro.
You don't have to pay to do this sort of thing. There, you just open a hub of voice.
The upgrade. Is the upgrade any better? Any smoother?
No,
or
you
anything?
just get more emojis. Is basically what you get.
Yeah.
You get bigger emojis and stupid stuff. It ain't worth the money, in my opinion.
Gotcha. All right.
There's Restream. I don't know how much that costs. But
Yeah,
I use
I know
Restream.
you guys
That's
probably
free
already-
for up to 5. You can stream to Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, 4 or 5 services for free. Which I just picked the majors
new
anyway,
mic.
so 4 of them.
Yeah, I hear you trying to talk, Mike. What's happening, bro?
Well, okay. First off, just for those, so what's new? Well, I covered a bunch of anime stories tonight and there was a bit of sad news as well in the cartoon world. Peter Hobbit, who was the original voice of Charlie Brown in the Peanuts cartoon, he passed away at 65.
Oh,
Can we all have 5 minutes of good grief?
Huh?
Good grief! No way, Timothy.
I just got it, Tim.
Yeah. Anyways, one of the other things I was trying to ask about too is I know you guys probably already talked about this earlier. I'm a little bit aware of what's going on, but you were talking about, I guess you were going to let everybody know on the plot of the Troll Exposed.
Oh yeah. I read it on there and everything.
Yeah. RJ kind of filled me in a little bit on what was going on. So,
Well, to cut to the chase, it was just basically, I was threatened that he would publish it, and I was like, okay, I'll just read it on the air. I don't care, because it's a rough story. It's not what the story has become, and I'm like, I'm not ashamed of it. It's just really rough. It's like, ugh.
Well, I
think that's right.
I'm kind of aware of I'm kind of a little bit aware because I don't know if you guys saw, but Pops also did a little Spitfire video yesterday, about 6 minutes long.
No, I don't see anything Pops does.
Me either. I don't watch his crap.
I
mean, no.
Well,
we're both done with Pops.
He had some interesting things to say about you.
Yeah.
I think it's all right. You know what though? Here's the thing. I don't care, and I'm just going to do my thing. You know.
Yeah. You see,
I think he did that threat to try and ruin the the book's campaign, but there's more stories in it than just that
if
one.
anything, we're going to increase it.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's okay? So now I gotta ask, what was the threat?
No, the threat that you said about that, that he would, reveal the script or whatever.
Oh yeah.
No, he would try to spoil it before you could actually say anything about it.
He can't.
Well, it's kind of like going back. Remember when you
not
go back?
creative. He can't spoil it.
Well, when you go back and you look at George Lucas and the Star Wars stuff he did before he put out Star Wars. And all the characters look stupid and everything looks weird because it was all like prototype drawings and guesses. And what we're looking at, it's not a big story. It's a fun little story. Yeah. But what we're looking at in the rough plot is just like laying out the foundation of what it might become. Mm-hmm. It's been chiseled down and added to and changed because it's about trolls in general now. I don't have to manifest it within a prompt.
Do anything.
Yeah, but I was just saying it's more than just the one story now.
Yeah, well, as far as the whole book goes, it's huge because we've found all sorts of things. I mean, I didn't expect it, but Diana got excited and she started.
You're now talking about the book you're doing, right?
No, I am talking about the book I'm doing. There's like multiple stories going into that.
Well, because when you're saying multiple stories, because I'm kind of aware of what Pops is doing too, but I wasn't sure if you were still talking about that or if you were.
No. And I I like Pops, right? But as far as specifically him and Chris, specifically between him and Chris, Pops should just be like, you know what? That's cool. I reject your story.
I did the troll NFTs.
I want you to go ahead and make whatever you can make out of what you came up with.
And I am okay with him not wanting it in Crom. It sounds to me that Crom has its own direction, and I was mistaken about the direction. Mm-hmm. And I knew that when I wrote him the rough. But it doesn't mean that I didn't want to pursue that avenue of creativity. You know, like what I wrote in the story was, I'm not backing down from it. I think it's a cool story. I can't wait to get it finished.
I do
And just so you understand my thing on this, I'm just simply wanting to hear your side of it because I've heard a little bit of the other side.
Oh no, actually tonight's a good night to do it while everything is, still on the cold.
Yeah, because as I understand it, is basically what's going on. Pops is basically trying to put a book together featuring Crumb. From his perspective, what he's wanting to do is he's wanting to actually have characters that you guys have already established, not new
Yes.
characters you guys have already established, show up with Crumb as a way to help promote those characters.
Right. Now, understand that was his initial pitch that I was not part of. But I had this concept when I heard he wanted to do the anthology.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, when I pitched it, might not be what you're looking for, but I like this one. What do you think? Initially, he liked the concept. He didn't dislike it until he figured out I wasn't going to do Crom at all. But that's the way it goes.
Wasn't going to do Crom at all. What do you mean by that?
Well, once he told me what he was looking for, I was like, nah, yeah, I don't want Cyclopean running around with a troll. Do you know what the fuck a troll does? A troll eats kids. If we're talking about an internet troll, when was the last time, Mike, you met an internet troll and said, what a great guy? You know what, Mr. Triangle Head, come sit with me because you're so fucking kind, Mr. Internet troll.
You know how I feel about Triangle Head.
Exactly. So I was
or as I like to call him, he who shall not be named.
So for me, in all fairness, I wouldn't want to put my kid's character with a troll. That's all.
All I gotta say is this, right? And the pictures have leaked. If anybody's actually seen what Triangle Man looks like, it takes all the piss out of his sails. He's got anybody about.
Yeah, I apparently found out something about him too a couple of days ago, and I'll get back to that in a moment here. Basically, as I understand it, he was trying to Pops was trying to put a book together to help.
Oh, no, bro, he's doing it. He's got plenty of talent. When I pitched it to him, I don't know where he was, but I just was making a pitch,
Well, yeah, and I understand that, Chris. My point, at least from what little I've heard about the situation. As long as you don't use Crom in this story, I don't think he should have any issue with it, because it's now your story that you're going to pursue.
So I'm going to step in. I'm back and I'm listening to you guys talk about this. Yes, it's me. Hi, everyone. I'm fading away quickly. This whole thing with Pop should have never gotten to this level because he simply should have said, that's not what I'm looking for, Chris. End of story. Okay. Right. The conversation literally went, we should have just, let me sleep on it. I might come up with something fun-loving with your character and blah, 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 and end of story. Yes, I see your hand, Derek. Go ahead. What do you want to say?
I dealt with Pops in private, anonymous, encrypted chat with my son, who had just got out of jail, that dated his sister up till yesterday. I think he is the worst kind of person. I think he's the baddest of Comicsgate, that he should be expelled, and that he deals with stuff that you should not touch within 10 miles. Period. Yes.
Well,
I got my son out of jail on 4 charges last night.
Well, let me say this in all fairness. I don't know anything that goes on behind the keyboards.
It was UFC Family Feud style. And
well, I mean, the only thing I know about Pops is that he tries to promote and
hardcore drugs involved.
I don't know. I
do. I know. I do.
Well, all I can say is just we had a disagreement about a comic. That's about
it's worse than that. It's way worse.
Well, for you, maybe, but I'm saying for me, that's all it was.
Derek, in all fairness, he he's levied some incredible accusations against you too.
Hey, give these to him, will you?
Yeah.
So, guys,
he's
rather than having this discussion in
I ain't
a
saying nothing.
thing, right? I think it just seems so crazy that we're sitting here dissing somebody, and we all have our personal opinion. I feel like this. It got to a point where Chris submitted something, he didn't like it. He should have given Chris some space to think about it.
Actually, that's where it really should end.
And that's it. That's it.
The problem is my mouth last night, which I don't think is really a problem, but I said something last night which provoked him to say he was gonna, share it with the world, and I'm like, whatever, I'll share it with the world. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So if you
and again, I was not, and I apologize because it was not my intent to start any fires here. I was just more wanting to hear.
No, brother, it was already burning.
But I'm at a point where I don't want Pops to be coming up in our chats all the time. If we want to just like end the broadcast, and you guys want to talk about all that, that's great. But I'm just feeling, Chris, I don't know. I'm getting ready for bed anyway, because it's after 11. I have to be up early.
Oh,
but I want to be, and I don't mean this badly, I want to be better than that. Okay, this happened. It was crappy.
Much better than that.
It hurt Chris's feelings.
Can I say something?
What?
After him reading pretty much the whole thing, I'd be like, if Pops read that, I'd be like, so?
Well, that's why we didn't understand the reaction. And again, if Pops had just said, all right, dude, let's sleep on it. I didn't like that idea. Just sleep on it. As a professional would have done. Any professional that I know.
Well, I said, let me sleep on it just to get away
Let
from
me sleep on it. I might come up with a different idea. Okay, end of story. But instead, he kept texting Chris, and he kept giving Chris ideas, and he kept saying this. And he kept saying, I'm like, good golly, sir. You're talking to a creator who's going to help you, okay, get your IP more noticed. Okay, you're not doing anything except bringing artists together to create a book, and somebody's going to manage it. That's it. So I'm like, when I look at all of this, I'm like, all right, I have a lot of things on my plate, as many of us. I don't want to waste more energy. We know that Pops is not our cup of tea. He's proven to us that he can't be trusted. He's going to do his own thing. Anybody that's involved with him, you go for it. We're not sitting here saying, don't go. We're not doing that. I hope his Trolls book, I honestly do. I hope it's successful. I hope he gets it done. I don't wish ill on him, but I know in our personal relationship with this man, he has proven time and time again that he is not reliable. He may be a big promoter. If I did not work and I could sit at my computer all day long, I would, again, be promoting and in every chat talking up a storm, because you guys know I love to talk.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, guys.
There's a troll in the not a troll, but there's I think a bot in the chat.
Yeah, no big deal, because we're not letting them in, and they can listen to us. And I'm going to go ahead and end them.
She has no idea what a bot is.
Oh, it's just a porn. It's a porn. It was a porn bot. They don't listen. They're nobody. It's a computer.
Yeah, I don't even care.
Let me reiterate too. I did not necessarily want to start a fire. I just wanted to hear your old side of it.
You didn't
start a fire.
I hope we didn't get everybody upset for no reason.
No,
we're not upset. We're not upset.
So I'm not even upset. If I come across you guys as being upset, because I'm sitting here and I'm listening to this conversation again, and I know that Pops has people who are very, very devoted to him, and that's good. I mean, I don't, like I said, but there's always two sides to every story, right? Always two sides to every story.
Right.
And
that's what I was just trying to get. I was trying to get your side of the story.
Right, but the point is,
our side comes down to, though, is we really don't care to say much more than we disagreed over a comic, and it gets stupid. He and I right now, I mean, I'd love to have him on. I invited him again tonight, but it's like
they can't have a conversation right now
without getting very upset at each other. Right.
They're all right. Well, let's go back to something else. Let's get away from Pops then.
Yes.
Well, Chris and Diana want to go to bed, so I think ending the stream is what we've got to do.
Okay. Hello. I swear to God, if I show my face, people will listen. Hello.
Well,
So
I'm trying to get your thing on.
Is Mr. King still here?
Yeah.
And
Is he streaming tonight?
Guys, let's wait for Diana to end the stream before any more talking.
Look at the
That way
eyes.
she
Look
can
at the
go to
eyes.
bed.
That's what I'm doing. Because
Okay,
there's
so
one more piece of news you guys might want to
I
hear. but
want to
probably-
just tell everybody that has watched the stream, thank you so much. I was so happy to share the talent of my daughter, Krista. She is a super talented artist and illustrator. Check her out on Instagram. I've put in the stream itself. You can find her Instagram. Check her out. Thank you guys for watching, and God bless you all. We're going to end the stream right now so people can continue to air their concerns and frustrations. Does that sound good, Chris?
Jerry.
Bye, all. God bless.
Hang on.
Broadcast.
Wait. Oh, you did it, didn't you?
I didn't.
Okay, hang on. Because you got to do something cool when you exit.
You got
For audiences only.
And Jerry wants me to go to Discord with him.
Yes, join Corey's Discord if you're still in the place.
Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have